beyond it is another dimension. A dimension of music. A dimension of comedy. A dimension of brotherhood. You've just crossed over into WTF Nation Radio.
WTF Nation Radio, WTF Nation Radio, WTF Nation Radio, WTF Nation Radio.
Everything stated on WTF Nation Radio is to be considered the opinion of the person that stated it, and not an official representation of WTF Nation Radio or U.S. Army WTF Moments.
Price does not include tax, title, or license. Some assembly required. Each item sold separately. Batteries not included. Objects in mirror are closer than they appear. If conditions persist, contact a physician. Individual results may vary. Keep out of the reach of children. Avoid prolonged exposure to direct sunlight. Keep in a cool, dark place. And
please enjoy the show. Shots.
Yeah, shots. Welcome, WTF Nation. This is WTF Wednesday with your host, Jim Beam. I'm joined by Pookie and KJ.
Yeah.
What's up, Pookie?
Not much, man. Not much. Just, living the American dream.
Living the dream of America, huh?
Yep.
What about you, KJ?
Oh, chronic back pain and a daily regimen of Rippets and Tylenol.
Damn, man. Why don't you get all that positivity and ball it up and sell it? Hello.
Just me staying on the street corner. What you need? I got that Tylenol.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I got asked to leave a business here a while back. And they said I was being rude, but I wasn't. I guess you can't talk firmly to salespeople. I don't know.
You know how it is nowadays. You can't use that assertive voice towards people. They start breaking down.
Yeah,
and
I tried to blame it all on stuff like I can't hear good. That's why I talk loud. And your mother sat on my face too long. I mean,
the regular old shenanigans.
That kind of stuff.
I don't know. I always have this habit. Sometimes I talk too loud. I don't know what it is. Might be my hearing. I don't know.
Yeah. People nowadays, I guess, I don't know. If you talk loud, they think you're getting hostile.
That's I don't know. I mean, that's why I usually tend to stay away from people nowadays because
Well, I know, but sometimes you have to be around them.
Yeah, well, yeah, you got to work.
I mean, if you go into a business for one thing and they try to say you something else and you tell them, look, that's not what I asked you for. So stop trying to upsell me and give me what I'm telling you I want. And I was told, well, you're being rude. What? Excuse me?
The customer service is dead these days.
I'm being rude because I'm telling you you're trying to high pressure sales me and make me upgrade into something that I don't want.
Well, that's the way it works nowadays. It seems like.
So anyway,
Assholes.
It's like going into McDonald's and they treat you like shit. I mean, wait a minute, I'm buying your product. You're supposed to be the nice one to me, you know, like
right. That's what I'm saying. You know what I mean? So I just told him. I said, in the words of Donald Trump, President of the United States of America, you can go fuck yourself.
there you go.
How you like that for being rude?
I don't give patronage to any company that treats me like shit. I don't.
Me either. I've already banned myself from Kentucky Fried Chicken and McDonald's. So,
Fuck KFC.
So, Little Willie's Auto
All about that
Repair is nothing
Popeye's
else.
life.
Just different reasons, man. But I don't know. I told this story before. You may not be aware of it. But I went to KFC and picked up a bucket of chicken for the family. I told them I want an original recipe. I got home and I had fucking chicken tenders. So I called back and said, "Hey, bro, I just come here and ordered some food. I got home. I got chicken tenders. I told you I want an original recipe." "No, sir. I took your order and you told me you wanted tenders." I said, "Oh, now I'm a liar. First of all, I'm the customer telling you that there was a mistake made. And not only are you telling me that there wasn't a mistake made, I was giving you the benefit of the doubt, but now you're going to call me a liar." I know damn well what I said. So as the conversation proceeded, I just told him, "That's fine. We'll eat these chicken tenders, and I'll just buy my chicken somewhere else for now on where somebody appreciates my business." And they don't get my money anymore. Man, it's been like 6 or 8 months.
Yeah, it's been a while since you said this story the first time, so you've held true to it. Then
They don't get my money, man. I don't care if I was fucking going down the interstate and I'm starving, I pull off and that KFC is the only fucking thing that's open. Fuck it. I'll go to the gas station and eat a fucking bag of M&Ms first.
well, it's like the conversation we had Saturday about them wanting $15 an hour and they can't even get a fucking order right. So fuck them.
Hell, I'd rather go down to the fucking 7-Eleven. They got better chicken anyway. Fucking KFC.
Hell yeah.
They've gotten ridiculous, man. You want to get a damn for a family of 4, cost you $30 fucking $32 for chicken.
That's nuts. Yeah, there's a little gas station right around the corner from my place. They do it's like a 10-piece for $10. You can't beat it, and the chicken's way better than KFC. So whatever.
Is that Chester molester chicken?
Or is
No,
it
Dodges? It's called Red. It's called Reds.
Yeah, I know.
Ooh, Reds.
I know a lot of those stores. They got big signs up front that says Chester's Chicken.
Yeah, we got a few of them around here in this area. I mean, their food's all right, but I don't know. I try and stay away from some of them because you can look in the back and see that they ain't really taking care of the place.
Man, if you knew what you was eating at some of these places, you would never go back to them.
I worked at Little Caesars when I was younger, and trust me, I know I still eat Little Caesars, but I know how to do it, and I don't know. Sometimes it's sketch.
Yeah, I know.
I don't eat fried
You're
chicken.
Right. I'll tell you a story. There was a.
Y'all making me hungry.
I was going to tell a story about some years back. Me and a buddy of mine, we were. I guess I don't care to tell the story. We were up in a billiard room, a pool hall, and there was a little diner down the street, and his dad was up there with us, and he's like, "Hey, you guys want to go down there and get a burger or something?" I'm like, "Yeah, man, let's finish up. We'll meet you down there." So he went on down there, and we got there probably 5 or 6 minutes. He's sitting at the counter drinking a cup of coffee, and we sit down beside him, and this old gal, she's sitting there in front of the grill. She's a large woman, a little extra weight on her, and she's wearing a pair of sweatpants. And when she turns around, she says, "Can I help you?" And as she turns around at the same time, she picks her sweatpants out of her camel toe.
Ugh.
And my buddy's dad goes, because she's like, "Can I help you?" It's like right out of the camel toe there comes the sweats. And he's like, no, ma'am. He said, you might sneak it up on me, but I'll be damned if you do it while I'm watching. And she had this puzzled look on her face like, huh?
No idea what she had. No idea. She was completely oblivious to it.
Yep. Just, didn't even realize it.
I went to McDonald's today, and I always get a Big Mac because I'm a fucking sucker. And they fucking hand me my order, and it's in a Big Mac box. You know how they have these cardboard boxes now? It was a fucking chicken sandwich in a Big Mac box. I tell them, hey, I ordered a Big Mac, and I show the receipt. Ordered a Big Mac. But oh, we're so sorry. Give us one moment. And then she hands me an order that you can clearly see from the standing area where that's supposed to go drive-through because it's bagged up. And she hands me that, and I'm like, open it up, and there's another chicken sandwich. I'm like, ma'am, I ordered a Big Mac. Can you just make me a Big Mac? 15 minutes later, and 2 more orders. There's my fucking sandwich.
That's why I like Chick-fil-A. No, that's why I like Chick-fil-A is on point with it. They pay their workers follow their little guidelines, and you might pay a little extra more for a chicken sandwich, but they're damn sure you ain't waiting no 15 minutes, and they're not messing your order up.
Yeah, and the fucking Sundays off, guaranteed Sundays off. I think that's fucking great.
Oh, Hobby Lobby does that too.
I didn't know that. I guess I got to start shopping at Hobby Lobby.
Oh yeah, they had a big thing against them a while back. Like Chick-fil-A had some shit going against them, where people were complaining and stuff. And I mean, here, if you own a business and if you want to be able to run it the way you want to a certain extent. I mean, if you're religious and you believe that Sundays is the day of rest and you shouldn't be working, and you want to shut that business down, why should anybody else care? I mean, it's a day that you're not, have shoppers in there, so you may be losing a little bit of money, but that's the way they want to run it.
Yep.
And
they're always busy. That's the thing. They're always busy, so they can afford it.
Well, so you going back to what you were saying, they were having issues and everything like that. Didn't they say they were going to boycott it and it just like backfire on them? Everyone started shopping there.
Yeah, it's the same, thing with Chick-fil-A, but I even go a step further. Just like, and this might hurt some people's feelings or whatever. I don't really care, but like the husband and wife who they had a bakery and
oh yeah, I know where you're going with this. Yep.
They had a couple come in to buy a cake for their wedding, and turned out it was him and him. And they're like, well, that's against our religious belief, and we don't want to help contribute to it. And they got sued because they refused to give them a cake, and they and they had to pay out.
That's not the point of the lawsuit. I can tell you right now, that's not the point of the lawsuit.
But
it's that whole thing. I'm following that religiously, and that whole thing does. So corporations, they have their own rights as an individual. A corporation does. But when you are a sole proprietorship or a limited partnership, you don't have the same rights as a corporation or LLC does. And the question being asked is, do those small businesses have the First Amendment rights just as an individual does? That's being asked. That is a huge court case. I am thrilled this is going to the Supreme Court because this will dictate in business a huge important thing other than their religious freedom to okay, they're religious, they don't believe in it, okay, fine, but does the business have the religious freedom? That's the
way I look at it is, if you own a business, you still have your First Amendment rights and everything like that, so you can be able to do whatever the hell you want.
Yeah, if I own the business, I mean, I should be able to run it to a certain extent, okay? And I understand there's other things that play into this, and people want to bring other things into it, i.e., well, so I'm a racist, I don't like black people, so I'm not going to bake cakes for black people. That's not necessarily, I think, where they were going, and a lot of it is what their intent is. I'll tell you a story. Growing up, had a lady that was a friend of my mother's, and she worked at a gas station, and little small convenience store gas station deal. And they started selling Playboy and Hustler and them kind of books. And she was very religious and went to church. And she told her boss that if they were going to sell those, that she would have to quit because it was against her beliefs. She didn't want to participate in it. And they're like, well, they'll be in brown paper sacks. She goes, but regardless of that, so she quit her job because she didn't want to sell them.
That's her right.
Okay, absolutely. So if she owned the business, would she also not have the right to refuse to sell them?
No, if she owned the business,
Does she have to sell them?
That's a little different.
No, I understand it may be a little different, but still, it still comes back to the point. I make cakes. Do I have to sell you a cake? I just about every business you're in has a sign that says they have the right to refuse service to anyone.
Correct, but you can't refuse service based on what's been established as discrimination. You can't refuse service because they're black or gay.
Right, but they weren't doing it because
Jewish.
of discrimination. They see, and that's the problem. It's a fine line because from what little bit I know about this and from what I've seen about the people on television, it appeared to me that they were doing it for the reason they said. You know what I mean? Not because they were trying to discriminate against somebody. So, I mean, do I have to make you a cake? I will tell you what I would have did. I would have said no problem.
I wouldn't have said shit.
But that's you. But I'm just saying, if I was them, and I believe in the sanctity of marriage and a man and a woman, and it's not two women or two men, and it bothers me. I don't want to be part of it by helping contribute to it by making you a cake. I would have just said no problem. The kind of cake you want is $10,000. As a business,
but then you have fair pricing and consumer acts. It's a very, very, very rough line.
I understand.
The easiest way to get out of it is I can't sell you a cake. Why? I just can't. No reason given. Just I can't sell you a cake.
Yeah, I'm too busy that day. I'm overbooked. I mean, whatever. But I mean, you know, that's what happens with people trying to be honest, and because again, and I'm not trying to get off the religious thing here, but I'm just saying so if you would think that, well, because they're religious, therefore they're not going to lie to you. So they're like, I don't want to do it because of this, you know. Whereas, you know, me, I'm not very religious, so, you know, I would have said, but I probably would have made them the fucking cake because I don't care one way or the other.
I just want the money. I would have just wanted the money, but
I mean, you know,
brings it back to you. That one guy, I don't know if you've seen that video where that one guy went in all the Muslim bakeries and was asking them to bake gay cakes, and they were like freaking shutting them down. Like, no, I can't do that. But nothing ever popped up about that.
But see, that's the problem. People,
no, same lawsuit. He actually sued. Same lawsuit. It's being decided by the same suit in the Supreme Court. Shit. There is hundreds of thousands of these cases, and not just with bakeries, but with hundreds of thousands of different kinds of establishments that are discriminating based off religion, race, or sexual preference.
So I want to eat
this singular case will answer all of them.
So I want to eat Chick-fil-A on Sunday, so therefore I can bring a lawsuit and force Chick-fil-A to be open on Sunday?
No, because technically Chick-fil-A is not closed on Sundays due to religious reasons.
That's not what they say.
Yeah. Technically, in the legal documents,
it's all in phrasing.
Yeah, it's the phrasing is for guaranteeing time to rest and recuperate from the work week. Technically, so
right.
Yeah, it's for you to get closer to God if you're Christian or Catholic, but you know, what's the reality in the legal world.
Whoa! What's the difference between Christian and Catholic?
One, you feel sorry for yourself all the time, beg for forgiveness, and the other one, you actually get to enjoy living, you know, with God.
Because I mean,
Catholics hold mass on Saturdays.
No, but
Sundays.
No, wait a minute. My thing is I always considered that's just a denomination. For as I'm concerned, I always considered that as Christian.
I was married. My first wife was very Catholic, and I grew up in a Christian Jewish household. So going from Christianity to Roman Catholicism, it is a denomination, but it's the most popular denomination out of all of them.
They don't believe in Jesus
so
Christ?
Much more guilt. It's like Judaism 2.0. Just the guilt is poured on and you're just like, oh my god, I can't believe I did that. That's why you got the 15 other may I's and the 35,000 Hail
I got
Marys.
you.
I'm sorry if I'm offending anybody.
maybe no. I'm just saying maybe that I'm just ignorant to it. But I always thought that Baptist, Methodist, Assembly of God. I mean, Catholic. I mean, I just thought, in my opinion, I thought they're Christian because they all believe in Jesus Christ in some fashion or another. And that what Christian means? Christ-like or belief? I don't know.
I wish that
I
was
never
the
really
case, but
studied it.
I have a coworker today, that when I clocked out from work, she was in the process of writing a complaint to my boss because, we were talking days off. She's like, it's Sundays off. And I said, oh, that's cool. And she's like, yeah, I take it so I can go to church. I'm like, oh, are you Christian? She says, no, I'm Mormon, and you have to respect my beliefs. My bad. And I've personally run into that where like, oh, you're Christian. No, I'm fucking, I don't know, Scientologist, which is not as Christianity.
Always a firm believer that you should separate business from religion and politics. I'm always believed that.
Yeah, it was a very poor lapse in judgment, but my boss is a pretty smart cookie, so he'll throw it away because everything's recorded in our vehicle, so it's not like an oh my god. So
I don't know. Anyway, neither here nor there. But I guess I'm just going back to the point is for instance, I got asked to leave a business because I wasn't cussing anybody. I was just loud. They told me I was being loud and I was being rude.
Oh.
I mean, maybe I should sue for discrimination.
Yeah, you know what you should do is just be like, I'm hard of hearing and I talk loud, and
well, I am.
You got a lawsuit.
I do.
If you're actually hard of hearing, do it. You got a lawsuit, and that they'll depending on what restaurant it was. Oh yeah, dude.
It wasn't a restaurant.
Wherever you were, you can make millions with whatever company.
But
there you go. There's a lot of shit.
And when the manager came over, and I was like, yeah, well, she's a manager too. Whatever. I'm just here. This is what I want. I'm trying to get upsold. I done asked for 5 times. This is not what I want. This is what I want. I just want to make the purchase and leave. Well, you can just leave without the purchase. So I did.
Yeah, they can lose the money. They can lose the money. Whatever. That's the way businesses work nowadays. They don't care about money. It seems like.
No, they sure didn't. Because I told them, I said, well, I'll tell you what, I'll just take my business elsewhere. And I was told that's what you ought to do because this company don't want customers like you anyway. And I
really?
Yes.
I was the fuck out.
I was the one that was being rude, and I was the one that was being loud. But yet, I was told, their business didn't want customers like me.
Jim, get out of the bunker you're in. Run down to the police station and file a discrimination complaint. Oh, district attorneys would love that.
He don't have the right card for that, though.
What do you mean, Willis?
I don't know if he's hard of hearing. If he's disabled, he's got the right card.
I wish I had recorded it. Hell, they might have it recorded.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, call the cops and file discrimination because, like, they'll if they say we don't want your kind of people here. What do you mean, my kind of people?
No, they didn't say your kind of people. They just said that
kind of customers.
This customer, this company don't want customers like you anyway.
Even then, customers like you. What the hell are you saying by you?
So, because she said I was being rude because I talk loud.
I just walked out. I don't want to have dealt with it.
Oh, I did. I absolutely did.
I don't know.
Hell, they may be listening. I don't know. I don't give a shit.
Oh, good. Come at me, bro.
Yeah. But anyway.
I'm hungry now. talking about cake and chicken.
Yeah, you want to have your cake and your chicken.
I'm not a big fan of fried chicken these days. I don't know why.
I really don't care much for it every now and I get it, but I mean, I'd rather have grilled anyway.
Yeah.
But I mean, I understand if you're a business, you have the right to refuse service and yada, yada, yada. But I mean, you know, and she did warn me. She's like, sir, if you're going to continue to be loud, I'm going to have to ask you to leave. And I'm like, I'm sorry? She's like, yeah, if you're going to continue to be loud and rude. And I said, and rude? I said, wait a minute. I don't think I've been rude. And this is just the way I talk. So I apologize if it's at a decimal level that you're not accustomed to. But that's just the way I talk because I you know, had a little hearing problem. And so with that comes elevated out of the mouth. You know, that's just the way it happens to people. I don't realize I'm talking so loud. I'm not using my inside voice. I'm still with my outside voice. You know, anyway. It's all good. I'm fixing to take care of it.
At one point, you just gotta look at it as water under the bridge.
Yeah.
Oh, it is. You know, hey, I was like a duck, man. You know, I shivered myself and went on just as soon as I walked out the door. I don't give two shits about them.
I can't do that. Like if I go into a business and I get treated rude, I'm done. I just turn around and walk out.
I pulled a Ric Flair on them.
But woo!
No. I just told them I make more in a week than they make all month.
Oh yeah.
So you know, I had just left work, so I really wasn't dressed up. But if I'd been dressed up, I would have. Old Ric Flair, he's coming with all them damn things. My shoes cost more than your house, brother.
Yo.
I'm a jet flying, Armani suit wearing, Bruno Maglia, and I think it's pronounced different in Italian. Shoe wearing, Cadillac driving, good looking son of a gun. Woo!
Woo!
All I know is when I enter a room, all the men want to be me and all the women want to be with me.
There you go.
I've lived my life that philosophy, not just that, but I told a friend of mine that, and he's like, "Wow, what?" And I was like, "Yeah, and this is what I'm saying. Every woman I meet wants to fuck me until she tells me no. I mean, that's the way you got to live your life."
There you go. It's the way to do it.
I'm still here munching on my food.
Your dinner?
Yeah. All right, we're gonna take a little music break. I think I'm gonna go. I was aiming to announce it earlier. I think I'm gonna do like a old school throwback Wednesday. Just play some music and talk in between the sets. You know what I mean?
That works.
Sounds like fun.
That's the good thing about not being on Facebook Live. But shit, man, you know, Facebook Live, we're gonna miss some of our people. So I don't know. Anyway, in the meantime, here's a little David Allan Coe, man. You know.
Yeah.
If you work down at the store I got thrown out of, you probably singing this song, and one day you'll be like me and you'll have a Harley someday.
WTF Nation Radio.
The voice of U.S. Army WTF moments. This is the basement of the Pentagon. This is WTF Nation Radio.
That's right. This is WTF Nation Radio. We are the voice of U.S. Army. What the fuck moments? We're every night of the week. I guess Monday through Sunday. I don't know how you're going to say it. And at 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, that's $2,000 for us military-minded folks. And this is the What the Fuck Wednesday show with your host, Jim Bean, Pookie, and KJ. And, every night we have a show, and every now and then we have a guest. Matter of fact, don't we have some guests coming up soon?
Yeah, we actually do. August 11th, this Friday, we have Drill Sergeant High from Angry Cops stopping in. He's going to be back to let us know what's been going on lately. His Facebook page, Angry Cops, is a comedic take on the life and times of a police officer and an Army drill sergeant. And personally, I'm going to be fangirling like a 12-year-old at a Bieber concert. And then on August 16th, next Wednesday, we're going to have Jason Redman from the Combat Wounded Coalition. He's the founder and CEO of CWC. And he's a wounded warrior, author, and motivational speaker for SOF Spoken. He spent 11 years as a Navy SEAL and 10 years as a SEAL officer. And he's also the author of the Trident, The Forging and Reforging of a Navy SEAL Leader, which details lessons learned in leadership and overcoming adversity throughout his Navy SEAL career and his service in Afghanistan and Iraq, and his personal journey with his wife, Erica, and their 3 children. And then next Friday, on the 18th, we have Garrett Goodwin from American Heroes and Camp Thrive. He'll be back to let us know what's been going up since his last appearance. His latest project is Camp Thrive for injured first responders, service members, and veterans. And he is an Army veteran, law enforcement officer, and a highly skilled medic who's also a first responder at Ground Zero for September 11th. He's also the founder of the American Heroes Foundation. Also, we have a new contest going on. Artillery Round Tumblers has graciously gave us some tumblers to give away to some lucky fans. So if you'd like to win one of these tumblers, you have to follow a couple simple steps. Head over to the Facebook page for WTF Nation Radio, facebook.com/WTFNR. If you haven't already liked us, shame on you. And do it now so you don't forget to share the page with your friends since you're on it anyway. Like the pin post about the free artillery tumbler. Share the post to your timeline and comment #functional-veteran in the comments. By doing this, you're automatically entered for a chance to win one artillery round tumbler. And please jump over to their Facebook page and give them a like as well. Finally, we're kicking off the Warrior of the Month contest. It's a monthly competition for all components of the Army, Air Force, Navy, Marine Corps, and the Coast Guards. So leaders, please submit a nominee via our website at WTFNationRadio.com. You can click on the Warrior of the Month link on the left-hand side. It's right next to the home button. And all submissions will get sent to our diverse panel of judges who will then decide the winner. Each monthly winner will receive a prize, and at the year mark, we'll take each month's winner and compare them to see who is the Warrior of the Year. That person gets a bigger prize. Hey, Pookie, you want to talk about the our lovely sponsors?
Yes, we have ProjectOverwatch.org and Warhorse for Veterans. You definitely Warhorse for Veterans. Everything I hear about Warhorse for Veterans is amazing. Jay Reddy went out there. I think a few of our actual hosts actually went out there for a little stint out there. All they have to say is great things about Warhorse for Veterans. So you can go to their website. It's Warhorse. What's the website again? It's warhorseveterans.org, I believe. I might be wrong on that, but you go. You can go and sign up, and they will actually take you out there if you're having any issues and whatnot, and you can go play with the horses, pretty much.
Awesome. And don't forget to tune in the rest of the week. We have the Monday edition with Ice and Cuffs, Tied Up Tuesdays with Minx and Grey Cloud. We have WTF Wednesdays with Mr. Jim Bean and wonderful Pookie, who I want your beard. And then we're going to have Sergeant's Time tomorrow with Ice and the other NCOs and special people. Friday, we have Friday Night Freedom, where Minx and Mud Puppy and myself this week are going to recap the week's events and take your phone calls. And then Saturday, we have Saturday Night Savagery, where we got Pookie and Jay ready, bringing you the most savage show on the air, which, God, last Saturday was great, Pookie. I forgot to tell you that.
Oh, thanks.
And okay, I guess that's it. No Sunday show.
Oh, the green room, man.
Sundays, forgot about Sundays. The green room, my bad. The green room.
You've been in the green room a little bit too
Jason
long
and
there,
Charlie.
bro.
Oh, God, don't crucify me, guys. Where we can talk about all your green-related, as long as you have a DD-214, needs.
I got you. I was going to say, I think you fell out of that Cheek and Chong van. What green room? And that is War Horses. War Horse is for veterans.com.
Oh, so I was wrong. My bad. I apologize.
No, you said .org, but anyway. Hey, it's all good. Shh, stuff happens. Oh, yeah. Hey, if you'd like to call in the show, you can do that too at 415-889-8367. That's 415-88-WTFNR.
Call the show now at 415-889-8367.
What you say?
415-889-8367.
All right. So, yeah, you can call in and bring up any subject you want. We'll be glad to debate it with you. Take your side or take the opposite side. It doesn't matter to me.
Yeah, if you should call in.
Yeah, call in. Yeah, we could talk about the merits of having your own business.
Yeah.
Been there, done that. Fuck that T-shirt.
No, I would kill to have my own business.
You're right. You would. I'll tell you what, man. It's a two-edged sword. It's great, but it's also, you know.
Yeah, I feel what you're saying, but being your own boss is a great thing.
It is, but it's also a great thing to be able at the end of the day to go home and let somebody else worry about whatever. You know what I mean?
Oh, I feel you on that.
Like, hey,
I
put my time in. I'm going home.
Yeah, I tried to start my own business last year, and over the past year, it's just been, it's time to shut the doors and move on to the next chapter of my life.
Well, that's what happens when you have more jackers than you have spitters. What's wrong with
that one flew
Pookie?
completely over my head. Jackers. And,
Yeah.
Yeah, if you're going to run a whorehouse by hand, you got to have those spitters go with your jackers.
Wow.
A little savagery before Saturday, huh?
Yeah, that's the way it works.
I got that from an old guy. It was a friend of my dad. I heard him say something about that one time. He's like, he said he thought he had it made. He started him a whorehouse, but his spitters went on strike and his jackers burned up 2 dicks and he got sued.
You got to use the lubricant.
Hey, I always said I had an idea for, but hey, I want to open a store up and sell condoms.
Do custom condom fittings? Is that what you were planning on doing, Jim?
You sell condoms and you have a different kinds for different prices, and you have some sales girls running around there that be more than glad to let you test out your condom. So you can buy the deluxe model for $250 and go upstairs, and she will free of charge let you test it out.
So
seems like a legitimate business plan, actually.
That actually could technically work.
Yeah, we're selling condoms.
Yeah.
Yeah, but there's
It's
a
all
lot.
traumatic.
I know
You know.
where I'm from. There's a little obscure law in the books, and it's probably still there, and it may be in a lot of other states still. That in no place of business, because this is how they shut down the strip bars. In no place of business can allow a single woman. It actually wasn't single, but unmarried man and woman go behind closed doors. But the strip clubs open back up because they just took the doors off and put up those little beaded curtains.
Didn't stop anything.
No, just
It sounds like the typical government trying to overreach itself, and then someone has a bright idea
No,
to smack them in the face with.
it's the moral morality, the moral left, moral middle of the road, whatever, people's morality, and so it's like, hey, they pass laws, and back in the day, and I mean, it's just like where I grew up at. Our county was a dry county because all the men went off to war in World War II. And while they were gone, the women voted the county dry. They stayed that way for 50 years.
Oh, wow. That sounds like where I was living in Texas. You had to drive across the county line. As soon as you hit across the county line, that's where all the liquor stores were at.
Oh, yeah, they were right on the county line, man. And then finally
Right on
somebody
the
got
edge.
smart, and they're like, fuck, we're losing money. And so they finally broke that barrier, and they started selling again. But
I have a stripper story. If you want to hear it, it's pretty funny, involving the
Did you
great
say-
city of
did you-
Nashville.
Did you say phony or funny?
Funny,
Oh,
funny.
okay. My
With an
trick
S,
ear,
not a-
my trick ear was playing tricks on me.
Yeah. So Nashville has, and it's affectionately known as the Make Room for Jesus law, where you have to maintain 3 feet between yourself and the exotic dancer. So of course, some of my buddies wanted to go to the strip club in Nashville, and we go down there and bring up a wad of dollar bills. And I'm from Florida. You can reach out and touch them, and Make Room for Jesus law says right there on the door. And oh shit, so these guys decide they're going to pay for someone in the group to get a lap dance. To which my mind is going, but wait a minute, Make Room for Jesus law. And sure as shit, there's a row of chairs against a wall, and each chair is like boxed in with like tape. And then there's another box about 3 feet away that's a little bit bigger. And we pay for this guy's quote unquote lap dance. And she takes him over to this row of chairs, sits him down, and then she stands in the opposite box and starts dancing. And that was the night we learned that this dude has never been to a strip club before, because he screams out loud in the middle of the strip club, "This is so sexually frustrating!" Like he was a 12-year-old just discovering porn for the first time.
So
Then we just stayed at the Cat West by Fort Campbell.
So the Jesus law is in effect, and you have to keep lawnmower's width between you.
Oh yeah, but if there's a new adult place to go in Nashville, where
the Devil's Retreat.
Well, it's had 14 names in the past 7 months, but at one point it was called Menage a Trois. So classy. And you weren't going in there to get dances. It was a bar with bedrooms.
Oh, well.
And they got around the law.
That's kind of like Plato's Closet, right? And
Plato's Closet is where you're going to buy DKNY jeans for like $10.
see, there you go. Okay, back in the 70s in New York, there was a club called Plato's Closet, and that's it was set up like that when you left the Studio 54.
Old Studio 54. I've heard stories about that.
Yeah.
I'm a youngin'. I haven't. Tell me a story.
I heard of a club called the 241 Club, and everybody pronounced it 2 for 1. and basically you could only get in if you was a couple or a single female. So single guys couldn't get in. You had to go with a woman. So
Yeah, that's they got a club up in DC called Crucible that does that.
but it was a word, wordplay, 2 for 1. So it could be 2, 4, or 1. So, or 2 people for 1 or something.
Ew.
Have you ever
Exciting.
seen the movie The Summer of Sam?
Yeah.
Okay. In that movie, what's the name? What's his name, man? The lasagna guy. I don't know how to say his last name. Lagazagi or. Ah, damn. He played the
Never seen
clown
the
in
movie, so, no.
Spawn. And his name John Laga. I can't pronounce his last name. He's a Spanish guy. He played the clown in Spawn. He was in Summer of Sam.
Oh, John Leguizamo.
Yeah, there you go, John Lagazami. Anyway, how you say his name? Leguizamo.
Leguizamo.
I've heard it announced before, and I don't think it was said that way. But anyway,
That's like lasagna.
if you've seen the movie, let me get back on track. He's hung up on his thing with his wife, where and the movie's really not about them, but it's about a lot of other things. But there's they're part of one of the different side plots. And yeah, but I'm talking about Summer of Sam. It's a movie called Summer of Sam, and a Spike Lee movie. But he was hung up on a thing. Go back to Catholics. It's his wife, so there's certain things you couldn't do with your wife that you could do with your girlfriend or your side chick. So he was hung up on this thing, right? So he had like girlfriends and stuff, and he'd cheat on his wife, and because he would do stuff with them he wouldn't do with his wife, because you're not supposed to do that with your wife. You're not supposed to have her have oral sex on you. You're not supposed to, I guess go back door, whatever. So anyway, they wind up going to Studio 54 one night in the movie, and I guess they're drinking stuff, and they wind up getting invited to go to an after party, and they wind up at Plato's Closet. They're getting drunk and high and everything else, and so they're sitting there, and this chick comes up and sits down with them, and if you see the movie, you know what I'm talking about, and he starts making out with her, and his wife is there, and he kind of pulls her in and kind of coaxes her into starting, and next thing you know, a guy joins in with them, and everything's all good, and next thing you know, everybody's naked and fucking, and he's having a good time, and then he looks up and sees his wife with this dude, and kind of bothers him. So they're on their way home, and they're in their little red convertible, and they're driving down the road, and they get to arguing, and he tells her to get out. She's a fucking whore. I just thought that was like the funniest thing. Anyway, I find humor in it. He convinced her. She's like, "Well, I did it for you. Oh, you sucked his dick for me? Is that what you did? You fucking whore." So it's like, dude, if you're into that stuff,
Irony of life.
and you're gonna bring your wife into it, you got to be okay with it. But he was already hung up on like you can't do stuff. But yeah,
I think I've seen that movie. Is that the one where they're doing like cocaine the whole time?
yeah, they're doing all kind of drugs and shit, man. But I'm just saying, it's just so it's just, hey, if you're going to party, and whatever happens. But damn.
Oh, my favorite.
Man.
My favorite thing is there's a new type of craze taking over the kids today called cuckolding. And
it's been going around for a while, dude.
Oh, I know it's been going on for a while, but now I'm seeing it like just approaching mainstream. And there's this video one of my brothers sent to me, and there's this dude, and he's like, they're driving back from something, and they're a young couple, and they're like maybe no older than me, and fucking sitting there, it's like, I can't believe you did that. I can't believe you let him do that. And she's like, but you wanted me to do that. I know you wanted me to do that. I know I wanted you to do that, but I can't believe you did that. But okay, and it's just it makes no. I can never fucking understand the craziness of that whole swinging and shenanigans.
Oh yeah.
You got to be comfortable in your sexuality, comfortable with who you're with, and if you're not, it's going to cause problems. That's where jealousy comes in.
No, that's like I knew a couple that was in one of them polyamorous relationships where there was like 2 dudes and like 4 girls living in the house, and they were just going to town on each other. No one even give a shit.
See, I always my ex-wife was into that sort of thing, but apparently she went monogamous with me, and I could take that to the bank. I could. But holy fucking shit, man! It's just some of the stories she would tell. I was like, are you fucking kidding me?
Oh, you're about like the fucking king of queens, right?
What? Say again?
You ever seen the television series King of Queens?
Yeah, where it had old boy with Paul Blart.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Did you ever see the beginning of it when him and his wife hooked up?
No.
Yeah, basically what happened is she was like fucking everybody come along until they got together, and she decided she was gonna be a good girl and find a good guy, and yeah. So he had to go through a lot of stuff and lie to her. That's how he got his job as the package delivery guy, because he lied and said that's where he worked at. And he just kept going there every day, and they finally hired him. But anyway. So
I've seen the series. I never saw the first couple.
Yeah, I don't know if they showed that at the very beginning, but I seen the episode, and that's what they were doing. But yeah, no, I mean, I had an ex-girlfriend that was in that shit, man. I've had a couple ex-girlfriends into it. And I mean, I'm cool with it, you know what I mean? But we met up with this couple one night, and the dude was, he's like, oh, this, you can't be jealous and all that stuff. And for the end of the night was he was leaving out with her, mad as a motherfucker. So I was like, that mother talking all that bullshit about can't be jealous shit. And
so that's why I don't do relationships anymore. I don't screw it.
I'm just saying, man. If you're all in the bed together and you can't perform, and you wind up with the 2 chicks and you're sitting over in the corner, don't get mad.
There you go. That's your own fault, man.
Don't get mad until you're like, come on, let's go now.
Hell no.
Oh my God. Truth is stranger than fiction.
Oh, wow.
Oh me. But yeah, life is life, man.
Oh yeah.
So I got a
grab it by the horns. Go ahead.
I got a funny little story about a not a strip club, but a kink club.
Isn't that a drink?
Drag to. So, y'all are familiar with the term BDSM, right?
Oh yeah.
Okay. So I dated.
I remember when I had my first beer.
Yeah, I dated this chick this one time that was into BDSM. I was like, okay, I'll give everything the old college try. No and behold, the relationship didn't last long. She took me to her club, in quotation marks, and sure as shit, it was not your average club where you have dancing and music. No, this place had cages and fucking, a old school like monkey bars to restrain people. So I'm like, the fuck is this shit? But, I'm trying to be a good and supportive boyfriend at the time and, figure out what the fuck is going on. And eventually she realizes I'm comfortable and, we leave. So I leave and we're in the car and she sits there and she's like, I think you should try some of that stuff. And I'm sitting there going, yeah, no, it's not my thing. She's like, no, we should go back. There's something you definitely got to see. What I didn't see was there's a whole other side to the place, a whole other, like a corner that I was looking at. And it had this like suspension rig. Like you can just tie someone up to this iron bar and suspend them in midair. But they had this whole automatic crane for it. I'm sitting there looking at it going, oh, I could have fun with that. So I get to these little cuff things they have, like padded cuffs, and I grab it and I just start like playing with it and start like trying to go up and down with it like the trapeze people from this Cirque du Soleil bullshit. And eventually, because there's like 2 other people there, they're looking at me like, it's not meant for that, right? As I'm spinning around in a fucking circle doing a Tarzan yell, just like beating my chest with one hand. And they're fucking sex equipment. Imagine a 250 pound dude just sitting there going, beating his chest, hanging by this thing with one arm, going, like a retard. And you got a good picture of me.
That's probably why the relationship didn't last that long.
Me, Tarzan, you creep. Okay.
No, that check was made out to Pookie from me and Ice, so he could pay for the cocaine and hookers.
Okay, there you go. All right, yeah.
Cocaine and hookers.
Yeah.
It's the only thing we do.
Bunch of hookers and cocaine.
Is that from the lottery dude?
Are you off your fucking meds or something?
Yeah. I sure
Bravo.
am.
That lottery guy was hilarious. He's straight up honest, and I would probably do the same thing.
Hell yeah, that's what I tell him. Like, I'd be like, y'all want to see a lottery winner? Come back in about 6 months. I'll have a permanent grin on my face like the fucking Joker. I have bugs stuck in my teeth from riding the fucking Harley all across the country.
Was that boy's name Larry Flint, the Hustler magazine guy? That would be me. Besides the paralyzed part and the girl with AIDS, but it's all good.
Him being paralyzed probably saved his life.
Yeah. Wasn't she like hooked on that smack?
Yeah. Shooting that shit up.
Yeah, well, that guy led a very crazy life.
Smoke weed every day.
Hell yeah. If you have a DD-214.
Yeah, DD-214 required. But, nah, man, just enjoy life. Get out there and enjoy it. Find somebody to enjoy it with. Like the song says, man, if you can't be with the one you love the one you with.
Yeah.
But you talking about getting a little crazy in the bedroom. That one chick, my ex-girlfriend, she used to like tying like her pantyhose or a scarf or whatever around my neck and like pulling it real tight while we were having sex, and then I'd choke her. And of course we had passcode, we had passwords, you know what I mean? Yeah. So we're going at
have that safety word.
Yeah, we had her safety word. We're going at it one night, you know what I mean? And I'm sitting there choking her, and her fucking eyes start rolling up back of her head and shit, and she fucking damn, I choke her plumb out, boom. And
sounds like my ex-wife.
Anyway, so she was like, "Motherfucker, we got to come up with hand signals." I said, "Well, I didn't hear no fucking password." She goes, "I couldn't talk."
Is it wrong to have raped me as a safe word? Holy fucking shit, Doc.
Well, what got her is her eyes rolled back in her head. I kind of leaned down and whispered in her ear, and I told her, "Don't worry, darling, I'll come in you before you die." And that did it. She was done. She started convulsing and shit, and then boom, it was like 30 seconds later, she was out. Bam. I thought I killed her.
Yeah, it gets scary sometimes. I can't do that shit no more. I'm done with that. No. My younger days, yep. But no. It gets scary, man. You choke her out, and she's.
Yeah, I told her. I was like, yeah, how's it going to read in the paper here? I'm fucking choking you, and I kill your ass, and you got your fucking nylons around my fucking throat and choke me, and we both fucking go out, and they find us dead.
Well, I mean, there's worse ways to go out, I guess.
I would love to get a whorehouse heart attack. Thank you very much.
Maybe.
Girl, my boy, Blue.
I guess.
All right.
Ah,
Silly question.
I got a good answer. It might be a silly answer too, but anyway, go ahead.
So if you could do anything with any celebrity,
Are you famous?
any what?
Never mind. Go ahead.
But any celebrity, you could do anything with any celebrity. What would you do, and which celebrity?
Anal sex with Brad Pitt.
I was not expecting that from you, Jim.
Is that not an acceptable answer?
I just wasn't expecting
you said any celebrity, so there you go. You got your answer.
Anal sex with Brad Pitt. Well then. What about you, Pook?
That's a hard question to ask me because, like, there's plenty of celebrities out there that I'd stick it to, so.
Hold on. Doc wants to know, while you think on that, Doc wants to know why Brad Pitt.
Dude,
why Brad Pitt?
Dude, that's not really a true answer. I'm just fucking with everybody. I just threw Brad Pitt out there. I don't know. Maybe so when I suck his dick, I can taste Angelina Jolie. I don't
Before
know.
or after the mamsectomy.
Well, she got fake boobs, so whatever.
So the question was any celebrity and anything, or what was the question again?
Yeah, any celebrity, anything from the benign to like having coffee to the extreme of like tying them up in your root cellar for years on end and leaving them there with nothing but to stain themselves except for dirty water and the occasional slice of bread.
It puts the lotion on its skin, or it gets the holes.
Oh, we got dark at the end of there. I don't know. It's a toss up between Emily Clark and Catherine Winnick for me, and I don't know what I would do, but.
I'd fuck me. You fuck me?
I mean, if the price was right, maybe.
Well, come on down. So the question is if you could be with any celebrity and you could do anything with them, does the celebrity have to be current, present, past, alive, dead? Doesn't matter.
No, it doesn't matter. Any famous person.
Oh shit!
All the time
I thought you were talking about present time, man. Shit, never mind. that opens a whole new venue.
Oh man, that's it. Depends on which way you want to go with this. I mean, if you want to be pervert, or do you want to be like?
Okay. I'll make this real easy. One to do. You pick two celebrities. One to have something nice and simple and human being, and one just be absolutely and totally just devastate in the bed. Like they can never have sex again. You're the only person they can have sex with because you were the best they've ever had.
Well, that's like every woman I've ever been with. Shit.
Yeah, but like Daenerys, like if it was Daenerys, that would be pretty fucking awesome using your Emily Clark.
Emily Clark.
I mean, yeah. Go ahead, Pookie. I'm thinking this over.
Oh no, Emily Clark's up there, but I mean, you said simple, regular life. Emily Clark would be that like she seems kind of like the homebody kind of girl. I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't know. Like for the fucking real dirty shit, I don't know who it would pick.
See, I've got the dirty one already sorted out. Like I know exactly who, but it's the benign one that's confused. That's like I'm frustrated with. I know for a fact that Katy Perry would never leave my house because she just always want to come back.
All right.
I'd probably. Oh, you go ahead, Jim.
No, I mean seriously, I think that I would, and I don't know what time frame you have, but I mean I think I would have liked to sit down with like Ernest Hemingway down in Key West, Florida for just to hang out with him for a month or so. You know what I mean? I think
Yeah, that would
I think that'd be pretty cool.
Nikola Tesla would be cool to hang out with.
I mean, if you like sucking on, mercury and shit like that, yeah.
And
I would hang out with oh God, what's his name? Oh fuck. Trying to remember.
Like a Chinese guy? Oh fuck.
No, no, he's a guy that's in a bunch of movies.
Well,
and I'm trying to remember his damn
Well, that
name.
really simplifies it.
He was the bad. Easiest identifier is Disney. He was the bad guy in The Princess and the Frog. Like
I have no idea.
Kenneth. Oh God, I'm looking it up now.
All right, while you're looking,
he does like
a
bunch.
For my perverted thing, I guess if any celebrity, and y'all may think this is a bad choice, I would pick Emma Stone.
That's a good choice, man.
There's just something about her that just, I mean, it just like turns my crank. There's something about that chick, and so you're talking about you be with them forever and whatever. Yeah, I'd pick her.
Keith David. I would hang out with Keith David because he's just it would sound awesome for him to like just narrate the day with us. A younger Morgan Freeman.
I know that guy. He played in a couple of the Riddick movies. Pitch
yeah,
Black.
he was the priest in Pitch Black.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the Muslim guy. Yeah.
Yeah, he was the priest in Pitch Black. He was in The Thing. They Live. He's done a little bit of everything.
So that's the guy you want to hang out with, or one you want to have?
Yeah, I would want to like go to like what's it called? I probably want to go to like Vegas or something with him.
Hey, everybody, if you're listening, you're more on calling the show, and you could tell us anybody, celebrity, famous, living, dead, who you'd like to just hang out with for a while, or if you could make them your forever and ever, who would it be?
Call the show now at 415-889-8367.
That's right, 415-88-WTFNR. Because you can spell better than you can cipher. I don't know if that makes sense, but it sounds good. But yeah, I mean, I didn't get much feedback on my Emma Stone. I mean, hell, I said Brad Pitt and everybody went nuts.
Well, I mean, Emma Stone's like, I'm like, okay, yeah, that's legit. Hey, I can't argue with you about it. Okay, I got you.
Someone's saying go to KFC and buy chicken with the funds you get from a GoFundMe narrated by Keith David. Yeah, yeah, I would have. That's what I would do. I would have Keith David narrate my like last 2 years of my life so that I can open up a GoFundMe and make millions.
I don't know. If I had to choose anyone to narrate, I can't even say the word. Narrate my life, it would be like Neil deGrasse Tyson or something, because it's just epic at that point.
And it was at this point that Pookie decided to grow a beard. Like that's exactly how I mean, a little bit more Neil deGrasse Tyson, but that's how we would talk. Is very very soft spoken and informative. Conor McGregor. I take back Keith David. Conor McGregor. I'd want to get drunk with Conor McGregor.
You're a stranger.
Can you hear that?
Together we are strangers.
Did I hear what?
Let me drop something on you. Back in L.A., they came to me and asked, what
Keith
do you
David.
think of David Boreanaz for Bo?
They came to you for that.
I was shocked, too. Little Kryptonian. So proud of your powers. Did you truly believe yours was the only race to come from a world with a red sun?
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
He's God, that voice is haunting sometimes.
Were you guys getting feedback? Cause
I heard it.
Yeah, we heard it.
no, that's cool. I'm just saying that I should have had that off before I turned it on.
Turn on the off switch.
Yeah, I was already on, so I was like, y'all, you probably should have probably some feedback coming, but you didn't. Anyway, that's good. Technical stuff. Come on, I know somebody that wants to call in and tell us who their intellectual crush is and who their love crush is.
Come on.
You know who would be funny to hear from would be Jay Reddy, because he'd probably have like an epic answer to this.
He'd probably come back with something like I said.
In other news, there's a guy with a GoFundMe account for fried chicken, and he asked for $1, and he's at exactly $1,296.
Holy
that whole
And-
GoFundMe thing.
Kentucky Fried Chicken.
I would like a rib. All right, order ribs. No, I said a rib.
I wonder if I put a GoFundMe account up because we want to get Pookie laid, how many people would donate to it?
Not many.
I would donate. Can I donate? Can I donate a? Can I donate an actual physical thing, like a fleshlight or something like that for
I
you?
started to say he don't want your used blow up doll.
No, I don't want none of that. I don't need none of that. I got girls on the side.
So how's your guys feel about that?
I mean, they don't say much about it.
Monica, what's I let that sink in. Y'all might catch on to that in a minute.
It's gonna take a while for it to sink in on my slow brain.
Cue the Jeopardy theme.
I got the next thing to it. All right, here you go. Let's do a little Steel Panther because you need a little help because it won't suck itself.
WTF Moments. This is WTF Nation Radio.
Nation Radio
Is in the house.
This is Randy Couture, and you're listening to WTF Nation Radio.
That's right, Randy. They are listening to WTF Nation Radio, and this is What the Fuck Wednesday with your host Jim Beam, Pookie, and excuse me, KJ. Sorry about that.
What's up?
Somebody asked in the chat room, why does it have to be cherry pie? Because I'm pretty sure, and I may not be right on this, but I'm pretty sure they're kind of referring back to the Runaways and Cherry Bomb.
Cherry Bomb.
Yeah, you know. Hello,
Yeah, I know that song.
Hello, Daddy. Hello, Mom. I'm your cherry bomb. Hello, world.
Cherry Bomb.
I'm your wild girl. I'm your cherry bomb. The movie that came out with, oh man, I can't think of her name. Dakota Fanning and Kristen Stewart. Oh, they did a hell of a great job on that movie, man.
I don't know what movie you're talking about, man.
The Runaways.
Oh.
It's a movie about the teeny bopper teenage girls, the Runaways. Man, these girls were like 14, 15 years old, man. They were fucking down. They were fucking just rock stars, man. They were getting drunk and just ruling the world.
Oh, it sounds like kind of like that Almost Famous kind of movie or whatever.
Huh?
Almost Famous with the kid that was trying to be a journalist or some shit. And wound up.
Yeah,
I got you.
But this is real life, man.
I might have to look into that. I mean, my memory is shit, So if I see a movie, oh yeah, okay, I remember now. But I don't know.
Yeah, but I mean, this is based off real life. The band, the Runaways, and they had a lot of good female acts that came out of it.
Oh yeah.
Kind of glad to hear that song "Cherry Bomb" come back after Guardians of the Galaxy 1. I was actually really impressed when they used it. I was like, damn, that's got me fucking pumped for what's about to happen.
Yeah, they had a lot of good songs that they brought back. That's good too. But yeah, they had Cherry Curry, and she had a twin. But Joan Jett, some of the more famous ones out of there. Lita Ford, remember Lita Ford?
Lita Ford, yeah, she sang with she did that song with Ozzy.
Yeah. So she was a past member. Jackie Fox. So I mean, but man, I always had this thing for Joan Jett, man. But I didn't know how wild. I mean, I knew about the Runaway stuff, but I really didn't know how wild she was until I seen that movie.
Oh yeah.
Wow. I have to say, pretty cool story about Joan Jett. So I grew up in New York for the first half of my young life, and fucking my mom was a recording engineer back in the 80s, and used to always go out to clubs and shows in New York, and down south in Florida. And one time she's at a show in New York to see Joan Jett, and holy fucking shit, she goes to the bathroom and there's Joan fucking Jett. It's like, oh hey, how's it going on? It's, hi. Yeah, what's going on? You hold on, I just finished up. You can go. So my mom has talked and hung out with and known Joan Jett, and then I never thought about it other than that. And then a couple of years later, I meet this chick in middle school when I was in New York, and huge Joan Jett fan, huge punk rock fan, like I was at the time. And a couple of years after I left New York, I come back and go to a show, and holy shit, whose show is it? Joan fucking Jett. And this was right after New York was all pro hua about the trans and gay rights and all that jazz, and let them do what they do. And sure as fucking shit, she walks in my friend walks in the bathroom and comes out like the biggest grin on her face, like, oh my god, guess who's in the bathroom? Who? Joan fucking Jett. Let me go get her so you can meet her. I don't want to meet her. I don't want to fucking meet her. And she introduces me, and I'm like, oh, hi, yeah, I'm a great fan. And not really, but oh, hey. And I tell her the story about my mom and her. She's like, oh my god, I fucking remember that from 25 years ago. Oh my god, how is she doing? I haven't spoken to her in forever. You're a punk rock icon, and you just sounded like a teeny bopper, just reuniting with their best friend. They got separated in middle school. It was fucking weird.
Well, it just so happens I met Joan Jett too. I met her in
Sweet
Evansville, Indiana, at the Riverboat. She was there doing a concert when it used to be Casino Astor. I think it's called something.
Never heard of the place, but cool.
Yeah, it's when they first got a Riverboat, and inside the pavilion every weekend they'd have some bands and stuff, and I'm sure they still do. But she was there one night, and I just got to talk to her. Me and my cousin. My female cousin. And she's like, she thought we was, oh no, that's my cousin. we come up to gamble and see you. Being kids of the 80s.
I mean,
she still looks pretty badass.
Oh hell
yeah. I guess. The only band I remember seeing as a kid with my parents was Iron Butterfly, so I don't know.
Iron Butterfly. I thought that's something you got down at the Oriental massage place.
It might be. I don't know.
Just, if they ask
Spanky.
If they ask if you want a wax
don't
job,
tell
say
Doc
no.
to bend over.
What was that?
I said if they ask you if you want a wax job, say no.
I got you.
What they do is
You should say yes and tell us about your experiences.
No.
No.
What they do is they play with your soldier and until he stands at attention, and then they karate chop him until wax shoots out both sides of your ear. The wax job.
Wax doll.
Neil Diamond. Hey, I know Neil Diamond. The jazz singer.
How do you know Neil Diamond?
I mean, I don't know him, but I mean, you know. You don't know the jazz singer? Come on, man.
I know who Neil Diamond is.
Yeah,
I was just, it's like, you're like, oh, I know Neil Diamond. Oh, wow. How? Tell me.
No, not
Educate
like know him, you know, like, yeah, I know.
There used to be this place back in New York called All American Burgers and Franks. It's a little fucking old school burger stand, like what McDonald's used to be in the 50s and 60s. It still is this today, All American. And like we'd have people like Jerry Seinfeld show up, the Baldwin family, Dee Snider. I remember like going there as a kid and being in line, like, "Mommy, is that the weird guy that wears the makeup?" She's like, "Yes, dear, that's so and so from whatever band." I was like, okay. Looking back at it now, it's like, oh my god, that was Dee fucking Snider.
WTF Nation Radio, you're live on the air. Who are we speaking with?
Oh shit,
hey, D-Max.
No, he's not here. Who is this?
It's D-Max.
Oh, okay.
Oh shit.
What's
I
up?
have to change my audio volumes real quick. I was going to ask you guys a question on a parenting issue, and I haven't listened previously to the whole show. So if I'm stepping in, let me know.
Go ahead.
We can go with this.
Ask your question.
So I got a kid who's my stepson.
Ready?
And there was an argument.
Go ahead.
Beat his ass.
Over.
No.
I almost did. He came out with me with power form and Krav Maga status.
Hang on a minute. Okay, start all over. So you got a stepson?
Yeah.
And what happened?
There was an argument over a power bar. He came at me
like
with
something you eat?
Yeah.
Okay.
A power bar, like a granola.
Okay, I was just trying to understand. I'll make sure it wasn't like an exercise piece of equipment or something. You know.
No, he went all paranormal activity on my ass and jumped on my back.
Before or after he ate the power bar?
After I told him to quit bitching that was what he could have to snack on. Apparently, that wasn't what he wanted.
Well, what did
so
he
want?
He
used his Krav Maga skills against me, and I laid his ass out.
Hell yeah.
And so, what do you need? Some reassurance?
No, I'm wondering, like, what would be the proper punishment for a 10-year-old that's using his, like, karate skills against you as a parent?
And the ass whooping?
It may not be politically
ass whooping
correct.
Is out of the option because I am not his biological father.
Right. Hang on. Go ahead.
It may not be politically correct, but, and I say it with air quotation marks, but I assumed you've talked to the mother about it or not yet.
Oh yeah, she's sitting right next to Megatron.
Hi, Mrs. D-Max.
She can't hear you.
Anyway, go ahead.
I would talk to the instructor and find out what kind of drill he does and have him the hardest, most painful drill. I'm talking like if it's 2-minute planks, great. 2-minute planks with 10 to 20 second rests in between until complete and total muscle failure.
Yeah, you're close to my answer.
Yeah. You can't beat the kid because God forbid he goes to school and says something.
So
and I live in Washington.
So he's 10 years old, right?
Yeah.
Gallon of water and smoke his ass.
Yeah.
There you go.
Have
Yeah.
them do
Well, right
exercises.
now I've been having him pulling weeds, folding laundry, took
Yeah.
his
I'm doing
Xbox.
good,
No,
but that's not gonna
I'll tell you, gallon
eat
of
it into
water, smoke his ass, P-team, and then I concur with KJ there. You talk to his instructor because he will probably put something on him he won't like.
Yeah.
I might agree with KJ.
And the instructor might even take it a step further and might
I already
even say,
talked to his
okay,
instructor.
yeah.
He wants to have a one-on-one.
I was just about to say that because I've seen that happen too, where they have the one-on-one with the master and the master lays them out and says, don't you ever use it on someone you're not supposed to use it for except for self-fucking defense. And yeah, that would be pretty fucking humbling, especially to a 10-year-old.
Yeah.
Who has a purpose of all things.
Who has a what? I'm sorry, you cut out, D-Max.
I don't.
He's a 10-year-old with a purple belt of all things.
Well, belt me nothing.
No, I'm just saying, he actually knows his shit.
Yeah. Yeah, his instructor would come in handy there. But you still got to put the fear of D-Max in him to the extent, But no, I mean, I went to school with a kid that he's actually a karate instructor now, and that's one thing he talks about. His instructor growing up pretty much said, "If you use this for anything bad, I'll come back and see you."
That's a good way to put it.
Sorry that you went through that, brother.
Oh, no, it was like 3 seconds. He came at me when I had the fridge open. I was like, grabbing him by his shoulder and just held him down.
That's what happens when you get them Spider Monkeys Mountain Dew.
He's only 10 years old. I'm 31.
Make him go fishing, D-Max. Tell him you're going to go
31,
fishing.
10. Wait, you're 41. He's 20 and he whips your ass. Remember when I was 10, you fucked me up?
I'm more worried about my 6-year-old. He's going to end up being like 6'4" and 210.
Sounds like you might need to go down and sign up for some of them lessons.
I've already taken them, you dumbass.
What?
What?
I've already taken many classes.
You have or you are?
No, I've taken many martial arts lessons.
Well, sure.
What?
Are you Jackie Chan?
No.
All I want to tell you is one day he's going to catch you on that one to D Max scale. You're going to be at D Max plus, and it's going to not be pretty.
No, I'll just yell "yay" as I swing. Yay! That's what Jackie Chan does.
Yeah.
Hi, dear master. Oh.
And then somebody hollers, "Cut!
Thank you guys
Stop!
for your
Oh,
input.
no, you're good, man. Just you just have to do the right thing, man.
I had to ask if I'm doing the right thing.
Yeah, you can't let him run you over, but you can't beat him to death either. So,
Well,
even if he was your kid, you couldn't really.
I didn't say that out loud. Any opinion of whatever.
Yeah. No, I mean, my ex-girlfriend, she had a 10-year-old boy, and I had to put the fear of God in him. But like I told her, I was like, one day, because I always, just put the threat of, I'll take that paddle and paddle your ass. And, but that was good enough. But I said, one day he's going to challenge me, and I don't know what I'm going to do because he's not my kid, and I'm not whipping your kid.
That's where I'm at. That's the problem.
But
it's always tricky when you got another. Like, it's like a stepchild. It's always tricky.
You'll be all right.
Especially in a liberal state.
But I played sports with him. You know what I mean? He played. I got him in little league and football and baseball and basketball, and got his energies into something else. And you got his energy into something else. Just make sure he doesn't lose his temper and use that education he's getting for bad things. And I'd probably D-Max
use his energies in anything other than video games or programming or anything like that.
What I'm just saying is, I'd almost guarantee you, he probably felt bad afterwards for losing his temper, and attacking you.
Oh yeah, he's fucking around like a mother because he can't have his Xbox, so I took it.
That's a good thing. Absolutely.
I mean, if the kid, I don't know anything about the little one D Max, but you said he puts his energy into Xbox, and then you said programming, and that's something where I'm sitting there going, if the kid is 10 and he's rocking out he's writing code or he's building motherboards and stuff like that. Holy shit! At
He's
10 years
not
old,
building him. I've taught him how to install hardware.
maybe that could be another outlet other than Krav Maga that could be further explored and built upon, because that is in the future, that's a pretty cool, pretty good paying career field to go into
When
with
it comes
programming, stuff like that.
when it comes to building PCs, though, you get all the products together, right? And then you install based on the case. You put in the motherboard, you put in the chipset, you put in the processor, you put in the power supply, put in liquid cooling if you have it, or you put in the cooler on top of the processor. Yeah, no. The minute he gets it all built together and there's one defective product, he's just going to take a baseball bat and just start beating it. And that could be $1,000.
Sounds like a plan.
Yeah.
No.
I built mine. It's, if you ordered it, it's a $4,000 rig. I built it for $1,200. So
Sounds like you're in the wrong business, D-Max. Maybe you should start building your own PCs.
I did.
And selling them.
No, I don't sell them. I'm retired. I can't take any product. I could give them to you.
I mean, if you can, it's a loophole, but if you give them to people and they, in exchange, drop off an envelope of cash.
Hey, that's like selling drugs, but you're selling PCs.
But
wait,
you
except
said,
it's not illegal.
you said
You're allowed
you're
a
retired.
hobby. You're allowed a
And you
hobby,
can't.
and if you make it and you're selling it at cost, and you're not making a profit, then it's a hobby.
Oh, I could do it for a hobby. Oh, look at.
We just got asked a very good question in the Mixer chat. Doc Derek asked, if you have a son, when does the dad have to step in and set him straight? And he comments as well, I mean, his kids, they're usually scared shitless of dad's authority. I don't have a son yet, and God help me if I do. But
I have 4. I would say always.
and also, yeah, I can understand always. Sorry, I thought you commented something more, but that was someone else. Good point, Casey. But I did something real fucking shitty as a kid. I said something real shitty, and I got my fucking face whacked, and I got a black eye for being a shitbag.
But you also
When you
gotta
say a
remember,
kid, how old was you?
How old was I?
You got your eye blacked. How old was you?
Oh God, I was 10 years old, living in New York, living on Long Island.
Oh, okay. I was just curious. Here's my answer for the question: is this? You have to start when they're small, boys or girls, either one. It doesn't matter, and you have to teach them. You have to nurture them, and you have to, I guess, for lack of a better word, parent them. And I say this to some people, and don't take it the wrong way, but it's the best analogy I can put. Children are like dogs. Okay, if you get a dog and you bring it home and you don't teach it anything, you don't train it anything, you keep it chained up all the time. When you turn the chain loose and let the dog off, he'll run off. You can holler for him, he'll keep going, and he's not going to come back till he's ready. And that's a little further down the line. So what I'm saying is as children, you got to teach them when they're little. You got to, if you show, you have to teach them respect and have them to reciprocate it back with you. In other words, so they respect you, reciprocate it back. But you also got to put the fear of Jesus and Daddy into them too. And when they grow up,
real quick.
When they grow up, they'll be better off people for it. And I know from experience because my kids are grown now. But it's a hard thing to do, but
my kids are gonna have to go through something very different. Washington State just approved a different thing to where in kindergarten they start training the kindergartners on how to be bisexual, transsexual, lesbian.
Oh, what the fuck?
Yes. And
that's when you need to start homeschooling at that point. That's all I gotta say.
It starts in September. And we're all trying to figure it out. It got added to the physical education bill that got passed because it was all
and
part
homeschool your child.
I don't want to homeschool my child. I like my time off. Jeez.
All right, but
Then
before
what
we
are you
hop
crying
on
about?
to transgender as children, fucking Doc made another comment about on the same thing as with boys and dads, and he said, yeah, but they're boys. If the dad is actively involved in their lives and may play little league, etc., they might get out of hand as a teenager. I'm going to talk about personal experience here, Doc, and I'm talking directly to you to acknowledge this. I was 10 years old, and I told my dad 2 weeks before Christmas that when he asked me what I get my mama for Christmas, because we were a half Christian, half Jewish family, we celebrated Hanukkah and Christmas, I told my dad nothing because she didn't deserve it. So I got a black eye in very liberal New York, of which, lo and behold, questions were asked, and I replied, I said my mama didn't deserve a Christmas present, and my dad hit me. No cops were called because this was back in the late 90s, early 2000s. However, as a teenager, when I grew up a bit, I will never claim to be a golden son, but I was a fucking shitbag in the worst of ways, in the matter of a betrayal of blood. And how that was handled was I was completely cut off from my family. But the only person who talked to me was my father. My brother didn't talk to me. My mother didn't talk to me. My aunts and uncles, very limited contact with. I didn't see them. I didn't talk to them until my honeymoon to my first wife in New York. So my dad talked to me, and he helped guide me and lead me towards a better route where I made restitutions with my family and I made amends with, to satisfy things and get in a better spot. Dads, when you have a teenager, when you're a teenage boy, I'm assuming you're a guy as well as Derek. But when you have boys, I look at it how my dad did it. Of it's your job to raise a man. Granted, at 18, when I pulled my at 19, when I pulled my shit, I was not a man. I was still a young boy. I was a young man or a boy. But fucking.
Oh, this could get funny.
Yeah, you have to. As a father, you have to, when you have a son, you have to be involved and still educate and teach past the 18 point of, even though they're legally an adult, there are things that they're still going to have to learn and still going to have to know, and that you should feel comfortable enough as a son to ask your father, Dad, I'm in this situation, what do I do? Like for me, it was buying a car. I never bought a car before, so how do I negotiate a car? That was a pretty telephone conversation over a phone. There's shit. Boys are less high maintenance than girls, but boys are a different kind of maintenance. My daughter's more emotional, but if I had a son, I know he'd be more physical, and I'd have to channel that into creativity and imagination and shit like that. And I'm sorry to overrun D-Max, but this whole dad and sons thing is lighting up the chat room.
Nah, I'm good. Dude, that's a good story. I love it.
Oh, me. Hey, on a scale of 1 to D-Max, man, where you at tonight, D-Max?
I'm at home. I'm just sitting here, and
Like
I
a
had
12.
to mute for a couple seconds because the stepson's father was calling and didn't want to listen to, just in case he's listening, that specific person that is a special person, and I don't want to offend him. Yes.
Okay.
So you're D-Max then.
Yes. But I did love that story. That was great.
Well, he just asked the third question: would I steer my kids to go to the military?
I would.
I would.
I would tell my children. I would teach them the term mudsuck, which is something my godfather taught me. You know, where you need to know, especially in today's military, you need to know when the ground beneath you is about to crumble away and when you need to step to a new plot. I would never tell them not to join the military, but I would tell them the harsh reality that it is not the stories and not the movies, and there are more people looking out for themselves. And more people.
If there was one thing I could tell my kids before they ever deployed, I would always say, whatever their job is, it doesn't matter if they're infantry, it doesn't matter if they're like a fister, it doesn't matter if they're a driver. I would say one thing. When you're doing your left seat, right seat rides, listen to the person that you're doing it with, because they know what the fuck they're doing normally.
Yeah.
And if you come across white cap mud, don't drive in it.
That's the thing of like he's asking, you know, another one. Would you try to talk to them like a recruiter or sell them on college or teach them responsibility? Dude, I am the excellent example of a failure of a sale for college. My first attempt at college was back in 2010, and I went there. I got drunk. I fucked the student president's girlfriend, and then I stopped going to class because the only objective for me to go was to nail the hot chick, and I did. I was a fucking shitbag. I was a horrible person.
I'm gonna guess that's the other infantry guy.
Yeah, I'm the other infantry guy. I was a horrible teenager. I should have enlisted straight out of high school, but instead, I wanted to make mom and dad proud. I wanted to go to college like mom wanted. I would teach them responsibility. I fully embrace the European and South American way of a household. Of if my kids want to live in my house till 28, 30 years old, I'm comfortable with it. Past that, I'm a little what the fuck. But 28, 30 years old, I can understand that because there's so much you have to learn in your 20s, in your very late teens, in your 20s, paying taxes, buying vehicles, maintaining households, maintaining bills, all these things that when I got excommunicated from my family, holy fucking shit, there I'm going, running, trying to figure out what the fuck I'm doing, and I have no clue how to do any of these real world things. Fucking, I would never talk to my child like a recruiter because my recruiter talked to me like I was God's gift to fucking man. And, well, shit, I'm 280 pounds and I have chronic back pain. Yeah. Motherfuckers.
Wow.
Treat your children like young adults. I like my 4-year-old daughter, I treat her like a young lady. And I talk to her like a young lady, and I expect her to act like a young lady. I don't expect her to act like fucking I expect her to act like a young lady. And she knows my
treat her like Lagatha.
What'd you say, D-Max?
Treat her like Lagatha.
Like Leia?
Lagatha.
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 Are you talking about Vikings?
Vikings! Bitch.
Oh, Lagatha.
Yeah.
Lagatha. Yeah, like Lagatha.
Lagatha.
And KJ's talking. I'm glad you learned that shit and went to high school and had a newborn. I'm fucking proud of you. But, you know, you didn't fucking screw your family over before you got a chance to learn that, or you went to a high school where they offered that. My high school offered JROTC.
I think I graduated high school before you did.
Yeah, you most definitely did, D-Max.
All right,
Good.
man. I tell you what, we're going to take a music break. We'll be right back after this.
This is WTF Nation Radio.
All right, welcome back. This is WTF Nation Radio, and this is WTF Wednesday with your host, Jim Bean. Calls with Pookie and joined by KJ.
What's up?
What up?
YOLO.
What up? Oh, that's awesome right there, whatever that means. Is that like one of them things you wrap around your finger and spin? Or YOLO?
I don't fucking know.
I mean, I don't know, man. You only live once, so you should try everything. So the question that was asked earlier, what's your go-to? What was it? Your go-to music to set the mood?
Yeah. What's your go-to music to set the mood?
Yeah, so I mean, this is open to everybody. After you can call in 415-889-8367 if you'd like to answer that. What's your go-to music? KJ. Pookie, go ahead.
Oh no, I mean, it just depends. I like to listen to some heavy duty shit when I'm doing work. So it's the same concept.
Derek is saying the phones aren't taking calls.
Lies.
Try again, Derek.
I hadn't seen
415-889-8367.
I hadn't seen any calls come in that I missed.
No, like I said, my go-to is Nine Inch Nails, Closer. That's my go-to.
Oh, yeah. What about you, KJ?
Oh, there's this song called Angels by this band X1X. And Doc Derek just tried again, and it's not going through.
All right, we'll check on it, see what's up, man.
Yeah. It's a pretty it's got a solid beat, steady rhythm.
Be like some old Marvin Gaye too, but whatever.
Hey, you know what?
when
I go out to the club with the chick and I bring her back to the house for the first time and we're going to the bedroom, I reach over and hit the computer and I play.
Fucking in the butt. I'd like to fuck the shit out of you. Like to fuck the shit out of you. Like to fuck the shit out of you. Like to fuck the shit out of you.
And let the fun ensue, see what's happening. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
I was doing my little Pookie dance.
It says it's ringing now, but I don't see it coming in.
You got the wrong phone number.
Maybe, I don't know. And then then you can always switch over to this one. It's got a good beat to it, right?
40 ounces of malt liquor make me want to tell you something. Rolling around, sitting on dubs, I can't lie, was high on shrubs, rolling in my Escalade. Man, I'm paid, I got it made. Take me to that special place, close your eyes, show me your face. I'm gonna piss on it. Haters wanna hate, lovers wanna love. I don't even want none of the above. I want to piss on you. Yes, I do wanna piss on you. I pee on you. Said your body is a porta potty. In the pee I drip, said it as a kid, like it knows karate. I want to piss on you. Yes, I do wanna piss on you. I pee on you. I drip, 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 pee on you.
Then if she ain't got up and left by then, it's it's on.
I can imagine that guy singing it looks like fucking Brett Michaels.
You think?
Yeah, and not nice looking '80s Brett Michaels. We're talking like Rock of Love, fucking been there, done
I
that,
kind of
banged too many hookers.
picture him as holy fuck, man. Kenny G, maybe, I don't know.
Bruh.
Like a hook nose, you know. What's the guy's name? Maybe Fabio. I don't know.
Fabio. Can't believe it's not butter.
Hey, you know,
I can't believe I haven't started peeing on you yet.
You know that guy got hit in the face with like a fucking flying duck or something. He's on a roller coaster.
What?
Yeah, he was on a roller coaster and he got smacked in the face with a duck or a fucking damn pigeon or something was flying by.
Done fuck this grill all up.
Yeah, that fucked him up. They couldn't put him on no more, Harlequin romance novels.
Yeah, no more butter commercials.
All right, Doc. We'll
Doc's
look
reporting
into
the phones aren't working still.
Well, I guess he's got an ID10-T error going on.
I think it's right, man. Are you sure the capacitor between the phone and the keypad didn't short circuit?
That might be an issue too. Little do we know he's calling into like little.
Yeah, I don't
like,
know. Maybe they
little
forgot
Caesars.
to pay the phone fucking bill this month. I mean, you know.
Oh, who knows? Whatever.
I'll look into it.
Do it, Stefan. Do it. As long as it has the, Kirby's Thailand flooring in Westgate. And if anyone gets that fucking reference, I got something for you.
I'm slightly confused.
Stefan says he should try his sat phone. And I hope to God it has the ringer Kirby's Thailand flooring at Westgate. And if anyone gets that fucking reference, I got something for your ass.
I don't want anything for my ass.
Doc.
Yeah. What's going on?
Doc.
Hey, we live?
No, this is Memorex.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, the telephone, it rang a few minutes ago. I want to ask you guys, I was one that was making the comments about, when do you cross the point as a dad to a son? I mean, it comes to a point that a belt don't hurt a kid anymore. You can't, grounding them does somewhat good. I mean, but I'm talking about 15, 16 years old. And, I mean, does it take your son cussing you, talk about his mom before you literally beat the shit out of him? I remember as a little kid, my papa breaking a tobacco stick across my biological dad's ass, and my dad knew better not to fucking, retaliate. But people will stay in they'll stay in the house from 28, 30 years old. And I mean, I went to the military at 17 and went straight to Germany, came home on PCS leave, and seen people 20, 21 years old, and it's like, dude, you're really living at home. I mean, you're able to drink and still live in mom and dad's house. And I mean,
I'm gonna defend that statement real quick, Doc, with this logic. This logic. When you have children and you want to see, do you have kids, Doc? Do you have kids, Doc?
Yeah, I do, man. I have a 17-year-old that lives in Germany with my ex-wife. He and I had a falling out last year. Yeah,
I'm sorry.
From the time he was 2, I was deployed, and when I was messed up, I wasn't expected to live. And I told my ex-wife now to tell my kid that, Dad was killed in war. And I went for 8 years, never spoke to him, and he was a car payment for a car I couldn't drive. I think I paid child support and stuff. And then with Skype, we started kindling a relationship 4 years ago. I went over there the past 3 years, which was extremely stressful being an American civilian and having an embassy there in Frankfurt. But, and I've got a retiree ID card. But, I mean, it was trigger PTSD. I mean, we get mad if people speak Spanish in America. There's people that aren't speaking German, and it's just people from Morocco and stuff. It was really stressful. But,
I mean, he's been raised by his mom, and he's a CC5 pussy boy, but I wouldn't, even if I'd stay with him. I mean, he's 17 now. How do you ground a kid? Do you take away their car, take away their electronics when they need it to study, like we were talking about getting your kids in college? I mean, how many people, especially disabled vets and stuff, can afford a savings account for their kid to go to school? Now that we can pass that, that helps a lot.
I can honestly say that sometimes the school is not the best option for a child. Sometimes they need to go to VOTEC and just learn a hard skill, because some kids learn, faster with their hands than they do through books.
And computers and electronics and stuff, that's something that constantly evolves. And as long as they, stay up to date, I mean, capacitors charged and stuff like they always have, but the computers and stuff is constantly, evolving. I mean, we've gone from hard drives to flash memory now. And it's good to encourage your kid to go in a career that's going to be successful. I mean, I think that personally, it's our job as parents to make our kids have it better than we did. That's the reason that we have automobiles, because we didn't want our kid to ride a horse. We wanted them to drive a car. If you have an associate's degree, you should want your kid to have a bachelor's. I mean, you want your kid to do better than you did.
Okay, so if my daughter came up to me at 18 and said, "Dad, I'm going to college locally. Can I stay at the house?" I'd say no problem. And then if she came up to me at 22, I would be charging her rent, by the way. I would be charging her rent when she wasn't in college. That's a very important thing. But I would take that time up to 28, 30. And because I know in high school, when I was in high school, I didn't get taught any of the life lessons. I didn't get taught about taxes. I didn't get taught about rent or bills or what happens when a bill goes into arrears or default or whatever. So I would take that time where I have someone that's going to be 20 years younger than me, 20 years younger than me, has more movement in their body, has more ability. I got all the aches and pains in my 40s and 50s.
Right.
In exchange, you stay at my house 28 to 28, 30. And by the way, you're welcome to leave whenever the fuck you want. I don't care. But not only will you have a roof over your head, not only will you have food in your belly, not only will you have the things you need in the Pavlov hierarchy of need, shelter, food, and water.
Right.
But you're going to learn the skills you need as well that I didn't have. And out of my own volition, out of my own shitbag thing that I did, that was my consequence. I didn't learn what I needed to do in life, which was pay taxes and pretty much die. So
yeah, I was 17 when I went in the Army. And practically your first sergeant's your dad and your platoon sergeant. You go off post, you get your taxes with your, December LES, and you're getting shit, but you learn responsibility, and I mean taxes and stuff like that's good for a kid to know. Would you expect your kid to attend school and do a part-time job?
I would expect my kid
to them responsibility in a different way, a different sense. And I think us vets, that's why I asked if we would steer our kids to the military. It would be a different branch, different MOS, something that you can use in civilian life, not just a grunt. But you don't want them to be a pogue.
I would tell my kids, because I was infantry, I would tell my kids straight up, man, daughter or son, you want to go be combat arms, go be combat arms. I will support you. They will never hear a negative thing from me about whatever job they choose, unless it's like, I don't know, they come out with a dick-sucking MOS. They come out with a dick-sucking MOS. Maybe I'll be a little pissed off.
I'll re-up if they ever come out with one of them.
No, you're the dick sucker, not the one getting the sucking. But
my bad.
But if
I thought I was the sucker.
Oh wow.
No, you're the sucker.
Yeah. If I was a sucky, I'm re-listening.
But
I think that I was, had a little bit of right. I was saying that I was just a regular Joe that lived in the barracks, but I think that I had a right. I think all of us do, to think of ourselves better than just the average society and the average citizen, because we answered a call when everyone else was afraid. But anyhow, I came home on PCS leave, and guys were 21, 22 years old that I graduated high school, and it's like, really, man, you're still at home with mom and dad. You can't do this. I mean, you're 21 years old. As teenagers, we want out when we're 18, and then we, become drinking age and shit like that. And I was appalled that people would, let their kids live at home until 28, 30. If you do that,
we are the only country.
Would you allow your kids to date and bring their boyfriend over and stay nights? I mean, would it basically
no, my house, my rules.
Say again?
But we're the only country. We're one of the few countries. England is the same as us, and several other westernized countries. But we're one of the few countries where parents, where once you reach a certain age, you're expected to get the fuck out. And if a kid is 21, 22 years old, and they're fresh out of college, and they're $40,000, $50,000, $80,000, $100,000 in debt, my thought process is, live with mom and dad, get an actual lease off of LegalZoom.com, abide by the lease, get some, build up all those fun things and learn about all those things, save money so that when I hit my late 20s, I can go out and get a nice apartment or a nice house close to where I work or where I want to live. This is a theme you see in Italy, and you see it throughout the nicer parts of the Middle East, and in Asia. You see it a lot in Asia, in South America and Mexico and South American countries. You see this a lot, where the families are tight-knit communities. There was a whole documentary about how there was like 5 or 6 generations of families living in the same house for that whole time.
Oh, yeah,
because of
my papa and my family was that way. My papa was one of 12 kids. And, I guess it's the military that teaches responsibility to us real quick, whether it's buffing a floor or being at work on time, for 6:30 PT formation. And that's why, like I said, I consider ourselves as vets, and active duty just a cut hair better than civilian population. And it's like the same fucks that, oh man, I wish I had a GI Bill to pay for my college. Was you healthy at 17, 18 years old? Well, hell, they'd accepted you. Shit. And I hate people like that. When I was, assistant professor, they would fuck with my students, and I would give them hell. We did something that the rest was afraid to do. And I think that it teaches us more responsibility, how to get USAA car insurance, because it's required to drive on post, show up to work on time, and do everything not to get, UCMJ action. And that's why that I was blown away that parents will let their kids stay in the house, and that's why I asked you, would it be kind of an extension to your house, like their own apartments? Would you let them bring their boyfriend over and stay, for 2 or 3 days on a weekend and stuff? What kind of would you have a curfew? What kind of stipulations would you get?
In my world, yeah, there would be stipulations. My house, my door's locked at 12. You come here after midnight, sorry, fuck you, door's locked. Even if you have a key, don't come walking through my house. I hear that door open, I'm going to draw my gun. Because no one's supposed to be entering my house after midnight. It's one of those things of, that's part of building respect. At that point, if you have your child living with you after college, there should be the respect of a young adult becoming an adult. Because there should be that respect of, okay, they don't want me coming in at midnight. Mom and dad don't want me coming in at midnight, after midnight. Or, hey, mom and dad, I'm just letting you know I'm going to be out past midnight. Oh, okay, thanks for letting me know. That's how my family and my brother's family, Bond brother, that's how they did their things, and we turned out pretty okay. I
know a dad that was in 19 Delta, and his 17-year-old son, he has an app on his phone in case Jake, speeds and stuff like that. And he said, look, his boy's 17. That's good parenting to me. But like I said, it's our brains aren't even fully developed then.
And that's why the military wants us, so that they can fucking program us. And you're right, kids don't know responsibility by then, and that's, that's a good reason to let them live at home. But, I think that kids get around other kids, and it's easy to fucking somewhat keep their parents under their thumb, because if you do this, I'm going to tell my teacher you with me. I'm going to talk to my friends with fidget spinners and talk to my like that. That's, that could put the fear of God in a parent, that you could have your kid.
Okay, so you ever seen Southland?
Well, I mean, it's easy for parents to get themselves in a bind, especially in a divorced family. Child support, visitation, anything like that. Usually the dads get fucked out of the situation, but dads are somewhat getting more control. Society's changed a little bit, especially if there are drugs involved. Mom's a bad influence and stuff. I'll get off here, guys. I appreciate the good conversation. I mean, I'm no dad to brag about. I'm a name on a birth certificate. He lives on the other side of the planet. It's not like I can get in a car and drive and get him, teach him how to shoot a gun, teach him how to play ball and stuff. That life threw me a fucking curveball.
There is no manual for being a parent, dude. So you do the best that you can, and I ain't gonna judge you. No, I'm not.
Instructions. And with Skype, email, free international long distance and stuff, it's easier. It was easier to kindle that relationship. I mean, but when I went to visit him, I didn't set my foot down and be the real authoritative figure, because I wasn't like that through his childhood. His mom was, and since he's been raised by his mom, his papa died 3 years ago. He is sissified. Plus, he's in Europe. They're, hardcore liberal. I appreciate the conversation, guys. It's good to get different input and stuff on how we raise our kids, and we want our kids to do better than us. But there's a lot of benefits out there, like the post 9/11 GI Bill, that we could pass down to our kids. The biggest thing we can teach them is responsibility and respect for their elders. They don't even have that in fucking elementary school for their teachers, But teach them manners, and like you said, teach them to be a man and not some little fucking punk that wants blue and green and red hair. Good conversation, guys. Good topic tonight.
It was a pleasure talking to you too, Doc.
Yeah, Jim, the rest of you, it's a good show. I appreciate it. You all have a good night. Thanks for my call.
All right, you too, man. Anytime. Call anytime, man.
Hoorah. Hoorah. Appreciate it.
All righty. Well, that being said, I think I'll take another music break right here, and we'll come back. The phone lines will be open if anybody like to call in again.
You're listening to the sounds of WTF Nation Radio. This is WTF Nation Radio.
Alrighty, welcome back. This is WTF Nation Radio. We are the voice of you is our what the fuck moments. And just having a good old what the fuck Wednesday night here. So the question is still out in between parenting here. What's your go-to music when you want to get busy? 415-889-8367. I don't know. I think Pookie never really picked the song out, did he? He was just.
He did. He picked 9 Inch Nails like 3 times in a row. He's consistent.
9 Inch Nails closer.
Make that 4 times in a row. Let's talk about North Korea for a minute. Jesus, Doc.
Let's don't.
Yeah, there's too much hoopla going on right now. I'm sick of hearing about it on my feed. And next person that talks about it, I might smack.
Oh, shit, I could use a good smacking. I really could.
Pookie, did you hear about that thing with those people that happened in that place? North of 38th Parallel?
Yeah. The little fat kid. I did what McCain said.
Yep.
Oh, my fucking God.
I don't know about McCain no more. I think that brain tumor might have done him in, man.
Yeah, he's done, man. He was done. He was done when he left Hotel Hilton. What are you talking about?
Oh yeah.
Come on, man. Crazy knows crazy, and I know crazy. He's crazy.
Oh
well.
I think when he was younger.
Stefan, try your sat phone. I want to hear your sat phone. Cheesy.
He's hung up.
He needs to get out of politics. No shit. We all need to get out of politics.
Has anyone ever in the history of WTF Nation called in from a sat phone from another country?
Just Stefan.
That would be fucking great.
Stefan's done it before. He's a world traveler.
Oh yeah. I don't know. What is it, like $3 a minute to ride on a sat phone?
Where are you calling from? Uzbekistan?
Am I assuming? No, I'm assimilating.
You're assimilating? Jesus. One of my soldiers' liberal wife is on my Facebook, and she is off the hook on Facebook about liberal crap while posting about North Korea. And I said, hey, I hope they reschedule the war until next spring because it's cold in the winter and Korea is cold. I mean, I get what you're trying to say there, bro, but that grammar, though.
I understood it, man. Come on, man. That's better than most people type.
So I got that Appalachian education, so I understood that.
Yeah, not there trying to bust my balls. Talking about am I assuming McCain's, but I wouldn't. That fucker's been crazy for a long time, and it had nothing to do with his mental condition either. You can be crazy and still be in the right frame of mind.
I mean, they let me on the show, so that's okay. What's your other question, Doc? Let's hear this one, brother.
So I'm a firm believer in that whole term limit because
WTF Nation Radio, you are live on the air. What? You can smell it. You can taste it too. Anyway, what's up?
I graduate in May.
You graduate in May.
Yep.
October, November,
2018?
December, February. Oh, that's in like 2 months.
I graduate in May in 2018.
I got you. I'm just.
I will be officer gun.
Oh Lord, help us.
I just make sure I stay away from the
just remember
the upper area.
You're authorized to tase a motherfucker before you have to shoot him.
Yep. But here in Flint, it's more shooting than tasing.
If you wanna tase someone, you can tase me.
Hey! Get off the Kool-Aid, man.
Oh my bad.
Talking about tasing and
you said tasing. I thought he said taste.
No, my handcuffs are only for Jim.
Hey.
Hurt. I mean,
hey.
Are they at least secured and properly cushioned so that no one loses blood flow to their hands?
Depends on how tight he likes them.
Oh.
All right, Jim, the ball's in your court. How many clicks before they're too tight?
4.
All right, now, Gun, you should go get your handcuffs and make sure you can get to 4 clicks, because not all cuffs are made the same.
Hell no! Hell yeah!
I think y'all got her gunshot. I mean, the cat just took her liquor kit. I don't know. Anyway, something like that. I'm getting my metaphors fucked up here.
Nope, I graduate in May. I'll have my badge in May. And my cuffs, and my gun, and my taser.
Congratulations.
I might have to go to Flint and get arrested.
I was about to say
You'll be going to the jail that I'd be working at, too.
Well, I'm talking about cardiac arrested. I didn't say incarcerated.
Who's says I'd have to charge you with anything.
Oh, I didn't know I had to pay.
Damn.
Damn. Shit. That escalated quickly. That's about like a Craigslist date right there.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you're supposed to meet Susie, but it's really Steve.
I'll fuck your dick for $1.
Dude, you know, I think he said that once before in his life. Oh, the phones are getting busy. Hey, you know when it gets around closing time, everybody wants to call in.
Yeah, I know. I'll let you go.
No, you can hang in here.
Oh, okay.
WTF Nation Radio, you're live on there. Who are we spoken with?
Hey, Jim, it's Stefan.
Hey, what's up? How's that sat phone doing?
This is actually a different phone. But so I've used in the last couple of years what's called a sat sleeve. And it's actually like a case that fits around your iPhone, and then you can use it as a sat phone. It works pretty good on the Thuraya network over in the Middle East.
I understand, man. For the last couple of years, I've been using a thing called the vagina sleeve. It's kind of like a real vagina, but it's a sleeve. It goes around your pecker. And they sell that down at the local, adult bookstore.
Yeah, so D-Max was calling, and I'll say, hey, if D-Max is still listening, if his kid's like interested in computers and stuff like that, like encourage that. I mean, the martial arts, that's cool. Teach that definitely. But if the kid's got an interest in computers or whatnot, definitely, encourage that.
Look, fuck that computer shit, man. Give that motherfucker a hammer, a saw, and some 2x4s. Man, learn how to build.
There
something.
you go.
I mean,
learn
after the nuclear holocaust, when all the electronic shit's gone, you're gonna have to dig out those old encyclopedia books because you're not gonna be able to fucking go to Google.
Okay, now that we've taken off the tinfoil hats, I think I'm all for what you're saying, Stefan. Hell yeah, teach him what he loves.
Well, encourage it.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Be positive to good things.
Absolutely.
I just
here's
saw a video today that they have Legos now that help teach kids encoding and stuff.
And then that's cool. And if they want to get into that and get into that depth and learn that, that's awesome. But like I think you guys are getting at framing and lumber and whatnot. So what really has frustrated me over the last several years is seeing that high schools have completely eliminated wood shop, mechanic shop, agriculture, and I've seen this across several states. Where the schools aren't even teaching kids, life skills anymore. All they're doing is training kids for tests.
Oh, well, that's what happened.
The biggest headache I've noticed, where I went to school, we had, for our extra shit, we had an architecture program and a cosmetology program in JROTC.
So they're going to teach you how to design a building, but not build it. They're going to teach you how to put on makeup and JROTC, so you could go become an officer.
Yeah.
Pull the words right out my mouth.
And what? There's no FFA no more?
They don't do FFA anymore, man.
No, dude. The only FFA that I've heard of is where my wife's from, in New Hampshire and Vermont and shit like that. New England in the Midwest. I don't hear about that shit in Tennessee or Kentucky or Georgia anymore.
That's what happened. We devalued an honest day work for sitting in a cubicle.
Here's the problem, man. Where are you going to get your lunch from to eat in that cubicle if there ain't no fucking farmers out there growing it?
Exactly.
Fuck, you never seen the pink paste?
There's not going to be much farmers anyways because everybody's killing off the bees.
Oh, the bees. My least favorite animal, but the most important one of all.
Bees buzz.
I went to Key West and never saw one, and my dad's friend hasn't seen one in over a year.
There's a what do you call it? A honey farm, a bee. What's the name of a place that
it's a bee farm? It's called a bee farm.
A bee farm.
A beavery.
So there's one of those. There's one of those between Cocoa and Orlando, and I live in Florida, and they actually do pretty well. So there are bees, and it's just what they do with the farms is they transport the bees all around the country, in big tractor trailers, and those are the ones that really die out. But when you have the local bees,
Are you talking about the big farm right off of 75? Or
no. So if you go in Cocoa to Orlando on 520, there's there's
yeah,
a huge,
yeah.
There's
I
one
used to
there.
live in Tampa,
They
so
sell
I know
honey.
what you're talking about. Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
That place is.
I'm over on the I'm over on the East Coast now in Florida, but used to be over in McDill for a while. So,
Doc, I agree with you. In live chat, he said that I used to sit by girls in my home economics class.
That's another class I haven't seen in forever. Home ec. I remember middle school.
Most guys can't even sew.
Listen,
nowadays.
if you've been to a woman's house or a girl's house or whatever, at the age of 25, from 20 to 25, they need home ec.
Like,
definitely.
That's why all the
I'm
younger
lucky. My
guys are
wife
dating
knows how to
older
sew.
women. Because
Women
these fucking
can't
young
cook
chicks
these
don't know
days.
how to fucking wash clothes, iron them, fold them, cook dinner, vacuum the floor, fucking clean.
Well, then I must have a fucking, I don't know,
a unicorn,
golden fucking unicorn, because mine fucking cooks, cleans, can sew. She's fucking is a hardworking individual with her own fucking successful career. Fuck, I got the total package of that.
Oh, damn.
Damn, my question is how she wound up with you, not how you
I
wound
don't
up
know.
with
And she
her.
only beats me once a fucking month. I'm lucky here. The riper the berry, the
I think
sweeter the juice.
I think it was about a couple weeks in the basic. And remember, we used to have those the headbands and the helmets and the old was it the PSGT or whatever helmets, and you had the leather headband. And I got
the old fucking
getting frustrated. Yeah, I kept getting frustrated because the little leather thing kept falling down. So I whipped out my sewing kit and I sewed that whole thing up. I had that thing set up like nothing else. Everybody else was all like screwing around with their headgear, and I'm like, I got my shit set up.
Dude, I fucking sewed on, like, I sewed on my fucking name tapes once, and I fucked up because I used the wrong color thread, so it made the pair not looking well, but I didn't realize it at the time. But I had them, everything else was fucking spot on. Thank you, home economics class.
Yeah, I didn't take home ec. I took home training from my mama.
So remember the name tapes used to be made out of like some kind of a weird like a band type of material before they went to that new was it the Army combat uniform crap?
Yeah. It was like just like a nylon. It was almost slick, like nylon, like a nylon tape.
Yeah. So when the ACU first came out and we got back from Afghanistan, they're like, hey, you guys need to go get these new ACUs, and so okay, we'll get them. So we got name tapes, and they were still the band material, and I flew back to the States, and I got chewed out by some, I don't know if it was an NCO a little bit higher rank than me, but I'm like, dude, these are what I got issued to me. This is what our unit issued to us. We just got these. He was like busting my balls about having the wrong name tapes. He's like, oh, this shit's dirty. I'm like, it ain't dirty. It's the stuff that I was issued. This is in 2006.
Oh, yeah,
Doc is making fun of me for home ecs, and I'll tell you this. Motherfucker, I learned how to cook, clean, and take care of my house.
Doc, he was ahead of his time, man. Just because he wore dresses and took home economics doesn't mean you gotta make fun of him.
You're goddamn right. Wait a minute. Fuck you, Jim.
See what I mean?
I actually like the fact that he took home ec. I have a lot of people that frown upon me for taking welding and automotive.
Well, see, there you go. You did the right thing.
Yeah, but you're what they call a tomboy. I guess he was a sissy girl.
Well-rounded young professional, brother man. I don't have to pay someone to tailor my slacks.
Hey, you preach it to the choir, man. I didn't take home economics, but like I said, I took home training. I had sisters, and we had to take turns. Just because they were girls didn't mean they had to wash dishes all the time. I learned how to wash dishes, and they learned how to mow grass too.
I love mowing grass.
Mowing grass is therapeutic.
I learned how to wash clothes, sew, all that, cook. Hell, like I said, I went to the Army at 17 years old, and there were guys in there that were 7, 8 years older than me, didn't even know how to fucking wash their fucking clothes. Like,
Should have taken home ec. And
shitting
yes,
me,
I
man.
had boys. It was mandatory for the school. Boys and girls took home ec, Doc.
What, duh? I mean, because the girls were going out for the football team, so the guys had to go somewhere.
Dude, this is before the whole fucking craziness of fucking I identify as a fucking UH-60 fucking Jesus Heineken bottle, and my pronouns are Zim, Z, and Lif.
Don't be talking about stocking no tobacco now, motherfucker.
Thinking tobacco sucks.
Oh, man. I did it.
You talk about some black ass hands by the time you're done doing it.
Tiresome work. What happened to fly fishing? They were on last week.
Yeah.
I'll tell you.
Those guys were legit.
Yeah. I need to go with them guys, man.
I need to too, man. I need to get out and go.
We got to go fly fishing. Have some propane and propane accessories.
Cat fishing. Yeah, propane accessories. We legit had Hank Hill last week on the show. Go listen to the podcast.
Hell, I'll yeah, Hill and Waters fly fishing. I'll throw it up there real quick from last week. It's there on the video feed there at WTFNationRadio.com in the live chat room.
That's what I was saying. Gunlove likes to weld and do her little thing. She was running that chainsaw a couple months back. And I was like, holy shit.
Gun can do multiple things.
Never seen a woman run a chainsaw like that.
So I like to hear.
Damn.
Girl can do multiple things.
Hey, I can even change my own oil, so.
Can I check?
And my tire.
Can I check your oil?
Only you can, Jim.
Oh damn! I felt left out there. Damn.
What do you say about it? If you got a honey in the middle?
Hmm?
Oh, that's what I say. Oh.
Actually, that reminds me. I actually have to change my oil in my car.
You do your own oil filters and everything? You flush your
oil
oil?
Filter. I get the oil out of the car. And
You do your transmission, your rear diff. Transmission, rear differential.
I'm laughing at Doc. Oh, Doc, you're too fucking
At least
funny.
I don't go look for blinker fluid.
Okay, hold the phone. I got a fucking story.
Okay. Let me say this before you get started. Yeah, but I tell you what, you can get some Kimlite batteries now. Anyway, go ahead.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so there was a fucking dude from another company in my battalion, and he got told, "Hey, I need you to go get a exhaust sample from one of the trucks because there was a motor pool Monday." Dude, fucking hear this shit out. You will not fucking believe it. Dude fucking disappears. No one had a clue his home of record was Nashville. So dude goes to Nashville. Dad is an ASE certified mechanic who owns his own shop. Comes back the next day after finding out a way to safely transport the O2 testers that they use at the MARTA testing sites. Transfers the whole system and gets a sample. You can't get him for Article 15 because he followed a lawful order. So the next week, they tell the dude, go get the keys for the Humvee. Sure as fucking shit, couple days he disappears, shows up with actual fucking keys to a Humvee. Legit fucking keys. And we're sitting there going, what the fuck? It was to the old Willis Jeep outside the museum. Technically, following orders, can't Article 15, no trouble. So third week, they think they finally got him. And they tell him, we want you to go find a box of grid squares. Guess what Amazon sells as a joke? So he not only orders one for himself, he orders one for every officer and NCO in his fucking company. Oh my fucking God. The fire that you could hear from one of the other NCOs from another company that saw that was just heard about and started witnessing it was just fucking hilarious. Like, this dude, promote above peers, fucking get him a fucking commission, he's going places. Dude was a fucking, like, anything. Batteries for chem lights came back with electronic chem lights. Fucking blinker fluid, legitimate blinker fluid that actually is used to clean the lenses. Anything, ID10T form, an IRS form. A legitimate IRS form from 1957. All the fucking things. Prick E7 found something that was labeled, that had a nomenclature of PRC E7. This dude was fucking just on point, knew everything that was going on. Fucking legend in my book.
Flying monkeys?
There are no such things as flying fucking monkeys.
That's what she said.
Should have told him to find fucking Atlantis. Hell yeah, Casey.
These nuts. Atlantis is at a resort down in the Bahamas. He could have went to the Bahamas and just chilled there for a while.
Oh God, that probably would have satisfied it too. Find Atlantis. Hi, it's fucking selfie on Facebook.
Gotcha, bitch.
Fucking, he probably come back with the movie. No fucking shit, dude.
Just gotta be slick, man.
Slick like oil.
Well, it looks like it's about that time to wrap her up.
And that's what she said.
You better start selling those condoms in your store.
Oh, you got your first customer, Jim.
Well,
I told you, good business platform.
I'm not worried about customers. I need some employees. Y'all got any wives or ex-girlfriends, ex-wives you want to nominate for employment?
I got a couple. I can give up.
I mean, as long as, my ex gets brought up on prostitution charges and then I get the kids, so maybe that would work.
No prostitution.
Son of a bitch, I got nothing then.
No, it's testing. It's product testing, man.
There's salespeople. If they want to take a break and have sex with somebody, that's their business.
Well, that leaves the baby mama out then.
You're going to be behind the counter with me. What are you talking about?
Well, I'm just saying, I was going to offer my husband's baby mama, but she's gay, so.
That's even better. They won't be as interested in it. They won't get addicted and hooked on it. Although
I guess we better start selling dental dams too then.
There you go.
Banana flavor, you can call it the banana split. Lickety the split. Damn, I need to market that. All ideals and product brainstorming is the property of WTF Nation Radio, Inc. LLC, DBA.
What would you call said business?
Huh?
What would you call your said condom business? English cucumbers. What would you call your business, Jim? Selling your condoms and your test drivers.
The Rapper Package Shop.
Wrap it and pack it.
Call it the medical experimentation lab.
No, the Rapid Package Shop.
What about Latex Emporium?
That may work.
Some people are allergic
Rappers
to
are us.
latex.
Doc says rappers are us.
Yeah, but I would. See, I'm thinking of a wordplay like rapid RAPID, like rapid, the rapid
I got
package
Casey
shop.
Casey just gave it a great one. Dapper rappers. Or rap tap slap.
Rubber test facility.
Well, are you going to be selling Raptor Glide too?
What?
I think that went out of production.
Really? Damn.
I don't know about that. I don't know. That would be probably a good one. We go with the Dapper Dan rapper.
Perfect. Beams baby blankets from Doc Derek.
What do you mean rib for her pleasure? You turn that motherfucker inside out and rib for yours.
There you go. Rub it on fire and ice. Who gets the fire? Who gets the ice?
I don't know. I have no
different
idea.
levels of packages. For our $100 model, you can actually get A, B, or C along with a 1,000 stroke protection guarantee.
Yeah, tell them if they get like the serial number on a condom.
Need a lot number?
No, seriously, like the serial number on it. KJ,
Okay.
you never seen the serial number on a condom?
Listen, I've only used a condom once and it broke.
Okay. Well, I mean, you got to roll it out pretty much, all the way to get to the serial number. So you probably haven't seen the serial number.
Are you gonna put that serial number in your logbook?
Oh damn, that was a burn.
I want me some glory hole.
I like licking ass.
What?
Well, I love licking ass.
All right, fellas, we come to the part of the show where it's going to wrap it up. So I tell you what, we're going to hit you up with another song, and then we'll come back and close it out. So here's one for your enjoying pleasure. I like this one because it's talking about strippers and lap dances and stuff.
The voice of U.S. Army, WTF Moments. This is WTF Nation Radio.
All right, folks, this is WTF Nation Radio. We're going to wrap it up for tonight. Hope you enjoyed the show. Hope you were entertained and had a good time. I had a good time. And what do you think, Pookie?
Oh, it was a great show tonight. Enjoyed it.
You got any parting shots there, KJ?
Remember, it's really hard to polish a one-eyed gopher while driving a semi truck down the highway.
But you forgot to drink in the moo juice. Guns, that you're still here, you got any words of wisdom?
Blue Lives Matter? Pretty much, that's all I got.
Say again.
Blue Lives Matter.
Oh, okay. I got you. I mean, the first time I didn't hear you. I thought you said blue ass nanner, and I'm like, what the fuck's a blue ass nanner?
Oh, Blue Lives Matter.
I got you. Blue lives do matter. All lives matter.
Yep.
Alrighty, guys. Tune in tomorrow night for the Thursday night show for Sergeant's Town with Ice and the main page people. Doc Madness and Mike Golf and those fellers. I'm sure I need to mention somebody else's name, and sorry if I forgot you. We love you too. Y'all guys have a good night. Come back next week. We'll be here.
Goodbye.
Man, he's gonna say goodbye to the whole goddamn country now.
Of everything that stirs the air.
Goodbye. Okay, I'm good.
No safety or surprise the air.
Okay, lady, I love you. Bye-bye.
I'll never look into your eyes again.
Good night. God bless you. And don't forget to wear a rubber.
Hang that shit up.
WTF Nation Radio. WTF Nation Radio.
WTF Nation Radio. WTF Nation Radio.
WTF Nation Radio.
WTF Nation Radio.
WTF Nation Radio. WTF Nation Radio.
This is Randy Couture, and you're listening to WTF Nation Radio.